Hello, good peoples of Planet Folk&Myth. How are y'all doing? We are here tonight playing the finale of 7 Spires, our little Dragonbane romp, where we've learned a lot about ourselves and about our friends and the people around us, and, well, we'll never be the same again. Trust is gone. The way it is. But, other than that, we have a few key things to resolve here tonight, and we will get right back to, yeah, no, I'm Malik. What do you want me to tell you? My brand. Malik. They don't call me Mirth Season, but they should. They call me Mirth Season. My friends, let me introduce to you these wonderful players who have been giving me their time for several months now. One of the things we learned is never to do games that take place every 2 weeks anymore. We're never going to do that again. That is something that we've learned. We're never going to do that again. But these people have been very kind and very generous with their time, and have given me their time for several months now to come and play this game, and I really appreciate each and every one of them. And I would certainly urge you to go ahead and give each of these wonderful people follows on their socials and on their own Twitch channels, and see what they're up to, because yes, they come here and they do stellar work, but they're also out there doing stellar work on their own stuff, so definitely worth checking it out. We will begin tonight with the man with the absolute best hat in the entire Dragonbane universe, and if you're lucky, you may see it tonight. But we're not going to make any promises because we don't want to disappoint fans of the hat. But go ahead, tell us a little bit about you, Adrian, and when you're done, please pass it on to somebody else.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian, and tonight I will be playing, for the last time, who knows, Jinandriel Lodesandi, otherwise known as the Sleeping Dragon. He is an elf mentalist who has been wandering the land in search of some sort of enlightenment. He's been trying to find the mysterious secrets of enlightenments that will find the eighth tower. And in that journey, he has had some interesting fellowship with such a motley crew of people that even if you were to tell the story, it would have not, it'd be too unbelievable to be true. But I think throughout this journey, we've kind of become like a second family of crazy aunts and uncles, and stand shoulder to shoulder, back to back, in the snow, in the heat, climbing mountains, fighting demons, running through fire. And so what started off as him being a bum sitting in the snow looking for an answer, it kind of all started to unfold in front of him. So we'll see where this adventure leads to tonight. Looking forward to it. It has been a lot of fun seeing how this adventure has unfolded. And looking forward to see how it ends. And with that, I will pass it over to Kato.
That's me. I'm Tato. Actually, I'm Kato, and I'm being very clear that my name is Kato and not Tato. It's a bad bleakism that got passed around the internet, and now I am Tato, but I am actually Kato, aka Helena Handbasket. Tonight, I am playing Leander Astarius, the Grimalkin catkin person who found out that he is actually also part demon, because his mom's a fox demon, and then he just found out that he just found his mom. He's a teenager and very pouty, and it's funny to me. So anyway, yeah, that's me. Popcorn Rob.
Oh, hi. Okay, I didn't think I was going to be next. Cool. Awesome. What's up, y'all? Robert Madison II, also known as Mad Dr. Rob, on the Everywheres. And I am playing Tana Steelfang, your lovable, grumpy wolfkin crafter who started off just trying to learn how to do cool sigils into blades, and found himself wandering the wilds with this interesting group of folks. And he's grown to like them. And I hope that the group has grown to love Wiggles as well. I still think they're very suspicious, but that's fine. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and we're near another forge. We lost one early on. We lost the home forge, but we found a new one, and this one's better. So let's see what we can make. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And with that, Myriad, give it a go.
Hello, I'm Myriad, or Miri, whatever you want to call me is fine. And I'm playing Odile. She is a Swan Maiden. She perhaps is royalty. If we manage to, I guess, take back the throne, she could be royalty. She's not been raised to be royalty, so I imagine that whatever kingdom she ends up ruling will go quickly deteriorate. It'll be fine. She was cursed by Leander's mother. And so that's a whole thing we have to figure out now as well. She just wants to fly again. That's all. Tweet, tweet.
Like a beautiful
Honk, honk.
butterfly.
A beautiful butterfly.
A beautiful butterfly. And my friends, thank you very much once more for your time and for the wonderful play that you and the life you've brought to these wonderful characters. Let's see who survives and who dies. Everyone's gonna survive. Come on. Beyond that, a couple more little shout outs. First of all, best mod, Raven Sarah. Thank you so much, Raven Sarah, for everything that you do, bringing out with us, and for always being there and taking care of things. I feel very confident I can always depend on you. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Also, music tonight, TTA, tabletopaudio.com. Tim over there makes some awesome music. It's all free. Go and check it out. Use it in your games, use it in your streams. All good. We love it. Everyone loves it. It's awesome stuff. We'll be using a map by Animated Dungeon Map tonight, a little later. And beyond that, if you would like to get involved in the game and help out the players, you can buy them boons. For a few $100 bits, you can buy the player of your choice a boon, or you can buy everyone at the table, except me, a boon for 500 bits. So I think we have Varl, the ledger keeper of the ledger. Yep, Varl is there. Oh, Odile, do you really have 14 boons?
I sure do.
The hell?
I'll burn them. Don't worry.
Oh, don't worry. I put in a mechanic for that already.
Uh-oh.
So what have you been doing with your boons? Hoarding them, apparently?
Nothing. That's why I have so many.
Everyone's dying. Odile's sitting on a pile of boons.
Yeah, just remind us.
Well,
No, I think
because
it's
when I have my thing, so when I have my thing activated, there's no need for me to use boons.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, feel free to help out my friends here at the table with that. When last we met, you had finally headed into the Feylands, where you had hooked up with the Kid Fox Reyna, who has been hanging around since the very beginning, looking for Tana to make a weapon for her that could slay a demon. And you discovered why during the last episode, as you came to realize that Reyna is in fact Saraxa, Leander's mother, a demon herself, and that at the time when she was under Mizael's control, her job was to hunt down Swan Maidens and Chimeric Knights. Chimeric Knight is the order of knights that follows the teachings of Riadreth, the last great dragon. And so I'd been involved in the situation with Odile, who left Odile cursed. She did mention that the only way for Odile to have the curse removed would be through the help of a Chimeric Knight. But unfortunately, the order does not exist anymore. So that's going to be a bit of a tough one. Leander, you got yourself a boon from Ashwest. So put that in your pocket.
Thanks, Keith. You're the best.
And
Give that little
Varl turned one to everyone. Sorry, go ahead, kiddo.
I was just telling Keith to give that little baby a kiss for me.
Boy. And Varl throwing one down for everyone. So thank you very much, Ashwest, Keith, I guess, and Varl. Appreciate you all. And you had then faced off against a bunch of Fae who had evidently been corrupted by the presence of the demon. You discovered that the entire Phalanx have been corrupted by the presence of these demons, specifically that of Mizael in his moon tower. You then continued traveling until you found yourselves arriving at the Night House, which back in the day, the Night House was the headquarters, if you will, of the Nightkin. The Nightkin were a group of demons who had banded together near the end of the war with the dragons to begin taking a more sort of underground, undercover, or from the shadows kind of interest and that's what I'm looking for, to take actions in the world, to try and control things in the world of the humans through there. And slowly over time started falling apart because several of the demon groups had decided, which are called kins, had decided to break off from the main pack for various reasons. They felt that Mizael and some of the others were being too cruel. Some of them wanted to just try to find a portal to go back home. They didn't really have an interest in subjugating this world. Others, we have found out, faded off into the wilds of the human lands and sort of losing some of their demonic aspects, but gaining those of animals. So, for example, Reyna. And as we finished the last session, you were just approaching the Night House, which is this very strange building that is incredibly, literally black, but not just black as in it's a building that's painted black, but it's kind of like almost a void. As you approach it, it's not so much that you see the building as you kind of just sense like the absence of light and color in the shape of a building. And as you approached it, Saraxa guided you inside. The building itself, upon closer inspection, is very hard to tell. It's not made of stone or it's not made of wood or anything like that. It seems made of pure void and darkness, but it has these very beautiful, ornate stained glass windows that are the only way to kind of see it against the night sky, really. As you entered then into the Night House, you saw that there were here a number of demons. The vast majority of them look like kin. They look like foxkin or grimalkins or wolfkin and stuff and things of that nature. The others all look very different. It appears that no two demons sort of looks the same, and some of them are kind of monstrous, as some of the ones that you fought earlier in your adventures, but the ones that you see here tend to be just simply strange beings with like weird proportions, or 4 arms instead of 2, or just beings made of shadow. It's very varied. There's no 2 demons that are basically the same. They, as Saraxa returns, they welcome her with open arms and with a lot of cheer. You kind of get the feeling through the stories that you heard from Beata and picking up here that Saraxa played a major role in helping a lot of these demons escape the control of Mizael, and that in turn they now fight to try and free others. So the ones that are here are sort of like, the rebellion, if you will, of the demons. They are actively working to try and continue to free demons from the control of Mizael and his cohorts. As you eventually sort of settle into the place, you will have the opportunity to rest here. So if you have any damage or anything that you can erase all of that. By the time you leave, you will be completely refurbished. Saraxa will tell you that there's probably not a lot of time, so any preparations you need to make in order to confront Mizael at the Moon Tower, you should undertake sort of right now. She will guide you, Tana and Wiggles, to the Fey Forge, and as you approach this mythical forge, your hopes, perhaps, for the first time since your forge was destroyed, soar. You feel that a wolfkin blacksmith without a forge is really not much use to anyone. And that's how you've been feeling, perhaps. But now at least you'll have the forge. And to say that you are underwhelmed when you see it would be to put it mildly. You are brought to a little corner of the courtyard of the night house, and you see there an anvil with a few tools scattered about, most of them lying on the floor or kind of haphazardly placed on countertops. And there is just this strange platform that seems to be made of the same metal that you've been seeing, the danderite metal, that bluish kind of metal. There's this kind of platform or block, if you will, of that. There's nowhere do you see fire, nowhere do you see a furnace or bellows or any of that. It's just the anvil. There's not even like a bucket of water to cool the metal in. It's just the anvil and then this sort of strange, it almost looks like kind of like a butcher's block almost, that's made out of this danderite metal and anchored into the ground. Like, well, there she is. We've not had anyone to really be able to work her.
Where's the forge?
Time.
That's an anvil. Yeah, I have tools.
Great. So you can get to work then. I'm sorry to pressure you, but I think we're really low on time.
But where's the forge?
Right there. That's it, right there.
Where's the fire?
Oh, under the tarp over there should be some metal ingots. Would you grab one and bring it over, please?
Oh, sure.
The girls is staring at all of this, and she's like, "Boss, I think she's lost it."
And I just hand over the ingot.
I mean, if we were about to, like, I don't know, make some sushi or something, this might be useful, but
we're gonna have to see what magic this is.
Okay. Oh, magic. Oh, magic.
Yeah, they're gonna have to show me something.
She grabs the ingot that you give her, and it's an ingot of danderite. So it's this strange bluish kind of metal, very similar to the block that's there. And she brings it over, and she's like, "So what do I do with this?" And she lobs it, and boom, cling, 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 cling. It settles on the block. It's not doing anything, boss.
Okay. Miss Rena, the Fey Forge is legend. Legendary forge where you can actually make whatever you can think of real. Or at least that's what the stories say. The only place you can forge this danderite. What?
And as you're talking to her, you see that she's looking up. She just keeps looking up at the sky.
What happened? What are we looking at?
And as you look up, you see coming down towards you this shower of, for lack of a better word, sparks. You see this kind of little swirl of these silvery little sparks that are kind of dancing on each other and sort of slowly drifting down from the sky. And as you look at it, it almost feels like part of the sky. Like you'll be looking at where there's a star, and then it'll start to fall, and then you'll realize it's become one of these little sparks that kind of drops down. And when you look up, the star is still there, but then another little drop will come out of it. It's almost like these little the stars are like holes in the firmament through which this dust, this moon dust, is sort of dropping down and sort of cascading down and sort of showering down over this thing. And as it starts to land, as these little motes start to land on the block of dendrite that is the forge, it starts to spark these little silver flames. And as they spark, and as more of them fall, more and more of these silver flames start to spread along the top of this block of dendrite. And as you and Loretta kind of approach it and check it, there's no heat whatsoever. In fact, it's kind of gotten cooler, but not so cold that you wouldn't be able to touch it. And then there's just these sort of swirling, almost smoky, silvery flames that dance. And as it does so, you see the ingot of dendrite that you put on it starting to sort of lose its shape slowly and becoming more like dough, like a very kind of tough dough.
Interesting. Like, you literally go from not believing any of this to full anime, I can do this. And like within a second, drops the bag, pulls out all the tools, does the full flourish, and starts like going away just to make like a simple dagger, just to go, can I make?
You go to do that, and she says, you won't need tools. You do it with your hands.
Yes. Yes, we will. And just goes in to make it, and just like, okay, cool. And like first makes just a simple dagger, like tries to apply it into the shape of a simple dagger.
So go ahead and give me a master craftsman roll at a disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Oh,
you've never worked this way before, and you're like,
okay.
While he's rolling that, just so that we can prepare for the various other scenes, what are the rest of you going to be wanting to do with what time you have here at the Night House?
Talking to my mom.
We want some time to talk to your mom?
Yeah, I want to talk to my mom.
I think that Odile's gonna kind of go around and maybe talk to the other demons that are around. I think that she probably has a very like preconceived notion of what demons are, and maybe actually speaking to some might kind of open her eyes to their true nature.
Okay, excellent. And Jinandriel?
He will look around this ancient void building to see if there's anything in myths and legends, any kind of anyone that's here that may be from an order or I guess like a shaman or anyone of knowledge, the wise person of this establishment, to see if they have any kind of like, I guess, wise leader or of some sort, some scholar or diplomat.
All right. I got the note for the music. Thank you. All right. What did you get, Rob, with your roll?
With disadvantage, I just missed it with a 15 over 14.
I've not worked this way before, and anything else you might have done that would have been similar just doesn't work the same. Like you find it's literally like if you've never handled dough before to like make pizza dough or bread, like, you know, it's easy to mess up, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of make it, but then the dagger ends up being kind of like a little lopsided, and then you're finding it difficult to get it to. You're not too sure exactly how to work, kind of, you know, make it solidify in some ways. And as Loretta's watching you, or Wiggles is watching you do this, like, well, how about this, boss? And so she starts working with you, and the two of you working together start realizing a few things. You start realizing that if you run your hand along the flames, you'll pick some up in your hand, and when you grab the metal, it makes it even more malleable and a lot easier to sort of handle. And then you start realizing that just like with a regular forge where you would hammer the metal for a while and then put it in water, to quench it, you have to take the metal away from the table. And once you remove it off the table, you can see the work you've done. It solidifies again. Then you dip your hands in the flame again and you start working again. And going back and forth like this for a little while, you make 2-3 daggers very, very quickly, much more quickly than you would with a normal forge, because they're crappy, the first few ones you make, obviously, but you can make them a lot more quickly. You realize they're not super refined, there's not a lot of detail in them. It would take time, because now, in addition to being a blacksmith, you really have to become an artist, right, of like kind of how to work it. Some of the other demons that are around will kind of come by and watch you work a little bit, and some of them will say, well, I've seen him use these tools before, and they'll show you like these kind of long metal rods that you might use to do more detailed work and stuff like that. But so it's a total learning experience as you're going through this. And the other thing that you're sort of learning is that this way of crafting them makes it easier to do the symbols, because you just draw them in, you know, as the metal is very malleable, so you just kind of draw them in and like that. So you're going to be working for a while on that. What you're going to realize, and this is something you'll probably want to talk to the others about, we'll go around and talk to the others a little bit first, and then you can kind of bring it to them, is that at the end of the day, you're going to be able to do a couple of things. One is, if you want to, and it is up to you, you're going to realize you could do this, but it's up to you if you decide to do it or not. You feel that you could probably take Wiggles' sword and erase, by putting it in the forge and making it malleable again, you could erase the runes that are inscribed on it, and so probably remove the curse aspect of it. But that is up to you if you want to do that or not. The other thing is, you realize that to make a viable weapon with the rune that Reyna gave you, to make the best weapon you can make, you're going to be able to make one. So when you realize that, you may want to make the decision yourself, or you may decide you want to talk to the others. So think on that, and you're very busy right now working on this and sort of learning how the system works. So we'll leave you to it for a little bit with Wiggles, who is very excited by all this. And we will return in a few moments and see how you are doing. I will say that both Odile and Jinandriel, as you go through and talk to the various people, I think that, Jinandriel, what you will kind of pick up and get is that universally the person that's regarded as the wisest and the most knowledgeable is Siraxa. She's been around longer, she's been free much longer. One of the side effects of being under the control of one of the other demons is that your personality and your memories and stuff are kind of erased, so you know, a lot of knowledge has been lost. And I think that's perhaps something that you're going to pick up on also, Odile. The idea that they seem to have lost a lot of the connection to their own past. In many ways, they're very they're blank slates, a lot of these people. They just know that a lot of them don't remember where they came from originally. They don't remember how they came to be here. They don't remember the war with the dragons. The time that they've spent under the control of Mizael has obviously severed their link to their past, a lot of them. There are some who do remember things still, but most of them feel very displaced, very alien, and very like not knowing what to do. You even get a sense that a lot of them are fighting because that's all there is right now, and they don't kind of really know any better. You don't get a real sense of community or any sort of sense that they are living their own lives or wanting to build lives or have plans or anything like that. They're just sort of there, like whatever they were before is gone. They were enslaved for a long time, imprisoned for a long time, and by the time that they were freed, they just had lost a lot of their individuality, a lot of their own kind of sense of self, of the world, of their place in it. So there's this very kind of sad narrative that I guess evolves out of all that, of people who have been displaced and have completely lost contact with everything that came before, and have been embroiled in this war, this rebellion for so long that there's nothing else that kind of truly exists for them. I think you find them to be not necessarily like, you're not in a village of hobbits. They're not like super jovial and kind of fun, you know, like they're demons. They're still like, you know, very matter of fact, very nihilistic, and you know, kind of like darker sort of negative emotions like that. But they're kind enough and they speak to you. But you really get a sense of a people that are completely displaced, that shouldn't be here, don't want to be here, just like this place is not good for them, basically.
I think that Odile, in her original encounter with Saraxa, very much like lumped together demons as a whole and thought them to be sort of just these mindless evil creatures who do evil things just to do evil things. And kind of going around and like talking to all of these people, I think she feels sorry for them. It almost feels like a kinship for them, in that they too have been affected by like what she sees as this senseless power grab.
They're very interested in you, and they think you're Fae, first of all, because you kind of look like the Fae a lot, so they ask a lot of questions about that. And you'll get this sense that they don't really... the best way to describe it is they are completely alien. Like, whatever their world must be like must be so completely different than this. It's not there about having jobs, about having families, or about having, you know, like, these are not at all things that matter to them. It would be kind of like encountering you know, a sentient race of deep sea crabs. Like, their idea of what the world and life is would be completely different, right? What would make sense to them would not make sense to us, and vice versa. And so you kind of get that feeling that that's a big part of the problem, is that this world is just not made for them, and they're just not made for it. And even though many of them don't have that drive to go back to the world that it originally kind of got dragged from, you don't see them going to live in summer and, you know, just sort of learning to cohabitate. Like, this just doesn't make sense. Very alien. And as for you, Jinandriel, it keeps coming back to Saraxa being the person who knows the most, who still has kind of like a memories. If you're interested in talking to her, that would be where you would have to go.
It seems like all roads are leading there, so yes.
As you are heading there, trying to find Saraxa, what's Leander up to?
Oh, just trying to like find a quiet moment to talk to his mom, because he's literally never met her until this moment.
Watch her go around, and it's very clear that she's very beloved here. She's very much the mother to all these people. Like, she goes around, talks to everyone, you know, or sorts out little feuds, organizes things. And as you're watching that, you suddenly get this very kind of sad melancholy that kind of comes into you, that you never got to know. Your father was great. Your father was great. He took good care of you. You know, he was fine, but you never got to know this. And as you're watching her go, you kind of get the feeling that she's hesitating at approaching you, and kind of like, you know, trying to avoid it to a certain degree, like not like in a mean way, but just like being also a little bit kind of uncomfortable about that. Would you do anything, or would you still just kind of wait for her to?
No, I think I'd probably like try and maybe follow behind and like kind of just listen in and see like the proceedings of how people view her, and then just try and be like, hey mom, hey, Do you have a second? Mom, do you have... And eventually, just kind of like when someone has stepped away from having a conversation with her, just stand in front of her and go, Mom, can we talk, please?
I guess we should.
Yeah, I think we should.
Are you hungry?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Come with me. And she'll guide you away from kind of the crowd of people a little bit. And you'll go around to one of the sort of mini rooms in this area. And it's got this huge, beautiful stained glass window. And whatever moonlight is outside is kind of filtering wanly. And it's coloring the floor of this place. And these multitudes of beautiful pale pastel-like colors, like it's an effect you've never really seen with stained glass window before. And she'll guide you to a little bench, and from her bag she'll pull out, she's got this wrapped little chunk of cheese, and it's got like a few little bits of fruits and nuts in there also, and she'll place it down on the bench sort of between the two of you, and she'll like, would you like to share this meal with me?
Sure, yeah.
Do you like cheese?
Yeah, I love cheese.
Great. I realize I didn't know if you like cheese or not. Nuts also, are you allergic?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I probably have, yeah, I've got an apple here, and she'll put a little knife down, and go ahead, help yourself.
I just like with like two little sharp claws, like grab a little almond and like pop it into my mouth and chew it really slowly.
So, how have you been? You can see she's quite uncomfortable.
Look, Mom, we spent a lot of years not knowing each other. I didn't even actually know that you were alive until you said so not so long ago, and that's been kind of hard, not gonna lie, because I definitely thought you were dead, and now I know that you're not, and now I have to, as an adult, spend my time getting to know my mom.
She reaches out and she pulls you into this hug, fierce hug, and just holds you so tight. And for the first time in your life, you get to smell her fur, and you realize you kind of recognize it because it's so similar to your own, but slightly different, a little less harsh, perhaps.
I'm also so much bigger than she is.
Yeah, she's just this tiny little.
I'm like baby cat, and I just like put my head into the crook of her shoulder, and I go, I can't exactly forgive the fact that you weren't there for me, but I am willing to. I would really like to, get to know each other, because I'd really like to have my mom in my life,
Yeah. I would love to get to know you also. I hope you understand why I had to send you away. This was just not a place to bring up a child.
You're also, forgive the phrase, a freaking demon. So, it's a little disconcerting.
Who are you?
I'm a demon too. So, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things I want to ask you, but I also know that we have a lot we need to do to make sure that we don't all die. Can you give me a Cliff Notes of things I should know, and then, I don't know, some motherly inspiration?
Did your friend Tana not teach you anything about being a demon?
What?
Tana.
Tana's a wolfkin.
Yes, and... Oh.
No, Tana's a wolfkin. Tana's a wolfkin.
Yes, and the people you call wolfkin were originally demons, just the same as you or I.
Oh, well, that's news.
There's a clan of demons a long time ago that, around the time Misael started acting up, who just decided that they had enough, did not want any part of it. The war with the dragons were over, and they left, and they removed themselves from the Fey realms and from all demon affairs, and lived in the wilds of this world, and it changed them. It changed them in time. They lost a lot of what made them demons, but slowly over time, over generations, found ways of adapting and of fitting in and of becoming something that belonged here. What, you never wondered why he could read demonic runes?
No, I just thought he was really well educated. Listen, in the initiation of people in the club of new demons, Tana's the newest one to find out. So like,
Oh, so we shouldn't say anything.
no, you should probably say something.
But you may not need or want to know. Oh, we'll deal
No,
with
no,
we'll-
no,
we'll
no,
deal-
no.
we'll
This,
deal-
no,
we'll
this
deal-
is like this
we'll-
is information I now have, and
Leander,
now I have to tell
Leander.
him.
We'll deal with Tana after. We'll speak about Tana and to Tana after. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay, fine.
I would
And I take
rather
a
we-
big hunk of cheese. And
Don't eat with your hands like that. Use a knife, and she kind of slaps your hand, and that piece of cheese falls, and then she gives you a little eating knife. Got you out of table manners.
Dad, because you weren't there.
She like sits back. You say you don't know me, and that is true. But you do know a little bit about me, because you know yourself. And there's a lot about you that is me. And I think you will find, as we spend more time together, that there is a lot of me in you. And I don't need to have been there or to have seen you grow up. Be proud of you.
Jeez.
I am dreadfully sorry. I couldn't be there. The truth is, if I had to make that decision all over again, I would probably make the same decision. There were a lot of people who needed my help. I knew that your father's the best man I've ever met in my life. And I knew he would do right by you and he would take care of you. And I knew that it was just a matter of time before we would be able to see each other again.
That's really poetic to think that way, Mom. And I understand that you're like a demon queen.
I'm not quite a queen, but
I mean, comparable. But you still weren't there, and that sucks. And I think that you need to sit with the fact that you weren't there.
fair enough.
Yeah, it is. I may be an adult now, but I'm still your kid, and what you did hurt. And I know we can make up for some lost time, but we can't make up for all of it, so just bear that in mind, I guess, when you're making some decisions in the future.
I promise.
Okay.
Will you promise me something in return?
Depends on what it is.
That you will not take our relationship as a hole that has to be filled up to a certain level before it can start being built up, but that you'll work with me to start building from day one, from today, and not
Yeah.
spend years just trying to fill what's gone. What's gone is gone, and I will never get to see you learn to walk or learn to crawl or learn to climb or say your first words or style your hair for the first time in this horrible, what is this? Is that the fashion? And so, okay, never mind. It's fine. It's okay. We'll just, and she kind of combs your hair a little bit. We'll just,
Can you just
we'll
read
let
in
it
the
grow out.
5 minutes? God. Look, I'm not going to punish you. I'm not here to make you feel bad, but just explain the reality of the situation. I know I'm young, but I understand that relationships are two-way streets. And I'll show up if you start showing up.
Well, we're both here right now, so I'm guessing it's a good start.
Yep. So maybe don't avoid me next time.
Fair enough. Is your dad okay?
Yeah. You know, he's just a big nerd. Likes to read lots of books. But he did get kind of beat up pretty bad by those demons, but I think he's doing okay. But I'm also here now, so I haven't really checked on him. But last I checked, he was doing okay.
We'll go check on him as soon as this is done, together.
That's a good idea. Good plan, Mom. Good job.
She licks her thumb and wipes a little smudge off.
I like whap it away.
Would you, you know, or a cat?
I am a demon. Thank you very much.
Well, technically only 3/4 demon.
What?
Your father's a Grimalkin. He's half demon. So that makes you 3/4. So.
I didn't go to school for math.
Did you go to school? Did you go to school? Did your father try to homeschool you? I told
Yes,
him
he
like
did.
17 times.
He did.
All right. I'll deal with your father. What do you think we should do about Tana? It's
Well,
not
I think-
him, it's his people. I'm not surprised that many of them have forgotten that they used to be demons. And in fact, seeing how well he's adapted to the world outside gives me hope for some of the others here.
Yeah, yes. And also, someone finding out that their entire life has essentially been a lie is like a really devastating thing to learn. So we're going to approach the very sweet, very smart, very moody Tana with some caution and respect.
Do you think his paramour will be upset?
Paramore?
That little one that follows him everywhere.
I'm sorry. Did you mean Wiggles?
Is that her name, or is that what she does?
Yeah. No, it's just you're funny, Mom. No, Wiggles. No, Wiggles is not a paramour, as you say. Just a helper, an apprentice at the forge.
That makes a lot
Helper.
more sense now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Is
I don't
it
know a
just
lot.
me, or is she a little off?
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced she's not like some horrible like demon dragony monster that's gonna try and kill us, but like
I guess we'll see what the future has in store.
I guess so.
I'll go talk to Tana.
Yeah, are you gonna eat that?
You're a growing boy, please have it. I hope you're not much more of a growing boy, because you're very tall.
Yeah.
Your
Long
father's
boy.
a shrimp. How did you get to be this tall?
I think you probably would know more about that than I do.
Your grandfather was pretty tall. Yeah. He was known as Chernobog the Skull Crusher back on our world, and he was feared warrior. and a poet. He had the nicest smile ever. I think you got a smile.
It's really nice, Mom. Yeah, let's go talk to Tana. And I like pick up the rest of the snacks and like put them in my big paw, and I stand.
And as you're doing that, you see her slip a few more handfuls of nuts and a couple of crackers in there.
Into my hand? Aww.
Yeah, like as you're picking as you're exiting, you see Jinandriel heading for you.
What's up, Jin?
Hello, I see that you have gotten reacquainted.
Started.
Yep.
Progress. Progress indeed.
Every
I can see
journey
the
starts
little-
with one step.
I could see that little smile you're trying to hide behind your whiskers there. I wanted to focus on the present, if you don't mind, and see if you would be willing to assist us with the Moon Tower.
Well, absolutely. The whole reason why I visited Tana in the first place was I wanted him to make a weapon that I could use against Nazael. I don't quite expect that I might be able to kill him, but my hopes is that if I could injure him enough that he might quit the tower, and in doing so would lose a fair amount of power and would certainly set back his agenda. So,
Well, let us muster the group and discuss strategy.
you are a scholar.
Some would say so, yes.
Can you make any sense of this? And she reached into her bag and she pulls out this little scroll and she hands it to you.
What language is it in?
It's a form of Elvish, but you're only catching a few words here or there, like maybe about half of them. It's really strange, and it's like a word that you understood a minute ago, now you don't understand, you understand another one, and it's kind of very headache-inducing.
Can I tell if there's any kind of enchantment on this scroll? Like something
You can
to...
roll a mentalism check.
That would be an 8.
I assume it's a success under something.
Yes, I have 14 for mentalism.
You get the feeling that it's not an enchantment like a spell that's been placed on it. You just get the feeling that it is a very peculiar form of language that would require like a very peculiar kind of approach to understanding it.
I see. May I hold on to this while I study this some more?
Absolutely. It's something to do with the eighth tower, the eighth spire, and I heard that you were on the search for that. I thought perhaps you might be able to make some sense of this.
One of Jin's weaknesses is that craving for knowledge. So he is going to be rather obsessed with this scroll now that it is in his possession. It's like, yes. Let me analyze this more. It seems to have some peculiar trick to it, but I'm quite excited to try to figure it out, if you would allow me.
Please. It is yours. For bringing my son back to me.
Oh, well.
I hope he wasn't too much of a pain in the tuchus.
Oh, no, everyone is their own lesson in their own way.
As you turn back then and head to keep going towards the fords, Odile, you see this little motley group approaching. You've been able to interact with the demons a little bit more. Once some of them started asking about your instruments and you playing music, and then some of them pulled out instruments and they started playing music too. And imagine Odile being a classically trained, classical violinist or something like that, and imagine the demons being Kraftwerk. That's that kind of clash of like you can tell they're making music, but you're not sure you would call that music necessarily, but you can definitely tell that it is music. And even though it's so different than what you would have make or have heard before in the past, you find very easily certain universal truths, like be it in the kind of 4/4 rhythms, or something like there are elements that you can pick up in there that you can latch onto as being a commonality, and you're very quickly kind of swapping with them, and they're showing you a little bit how to play their instruments. And you which word was that? What word did I say?
Oh, I didn't turn on my Quebec
I was asking what word I said. Kraftwerk. Oh, Kraftwerk. No.
Bless you.
Yes.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. Like German industrial from the 80s, whatever. So you realize that that's where you've kind of managed to kind of communicate with them a little bit more, and you're really not sure that you would ever call what they're making music, and you don't think they would call what you're making music too, but there's definitely like a sense of commonality there as you're doing that. And as the three of you approach, you find like Odile surrounded by a couple of demon musicians, and it's basically like Taylor Swift and a black metal band is basically the situation. No, not Taylor Swift, because I think Odile is probably more like,
she's more like Chapel Roan.
Yeah, so it's like Chapel Roan.
She's out here playing Pink Pony Club.
And they're out there, black metaling out, it's Vatane, and, so it's kind of the vibe that's going on as you approach. But they seem to be jamming and kind of having a bit of a good time.
I think Odile sees everyone approaching, and she'll like put down her ocarina. Hello! You guys look grim. Why are you grim?
That is grim tasks ahead, perhaps. I see you've made friends.
Oh, yes. When in doubt, music is a common language for all. It took us a little while to kind of get on the same page. They like to just sort of bang their drums and make a lot of noise, but I can work with almost anything.
And as she says this, Jinandriel, you suddenly realize what it's like trying to read that scroll. It's like trying to read music when you have just the most rudimentary understanding.
I see.
Of music. Like, it's enough that you can recognize, the bars, whether something is, a single or a double or a triplet, you can recognize, but you wouldn't be able to just sit there and read it and play it. And that's kind of what it feels like as that scroll when you're reading it.
But it is written in like an old Elven language?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as Jin gets closer to Odile, let's see. Does this mean anything to you? Being someone who creates music?
Odile's going to lean and look.
You take the scroll and it's very plain to see. It looks to be a poem, perhaps.
Odile's going to hand it back to Jin and tell him, I cannot read.
Oh. Well,
It looks though like, when people are writing, like, how you have like, in songs and stuff, you have like verses.
I see.
Stanzas. Poems.
So this is like a poem. Okay. Like something that rhymes. So this isn't like musical notes. This is verbal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe it is a story. A lot of times songs tell stories.
Well, what is your inspiration? What makes you create a song?
That's a good question. I think people make me tell songs.
And have you ever played a song written by someone else, or are they only your songs?
Oh no, I love hearing songs written by other people, and then I usually take them and I put my own spin on it. That is really how a lot of us bards work. We like to, I think it adds things. It adds a flavor to things to kind of take something and make it your own.
Interesting. Thank you.
Did that help?
In a way.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
You continue on your way, all of you, and find yourselves at the forge where Tana and Wiggles seem to be deep in thought. They get their heads together, standing corner. You see a pile of really ugly daggers on the ground. And then you see a couple more that are like, kind of, you know, a bit of a better job. And they got like a bunch of ingots on the side, and they're like in the corner, kind of like with their heads together and sort of like talking. What do you think, boss?
Okay.
Like I'm thinking like if we made like if you made like an axe sword, like on one side it's like a big broad double-bladed axe, and on the other it's like a sword, right? And then like you could like just like swap it around and like use whatever was needed.
See, everyone thinks that's going to be incredible until you try to actually use the double blade. If you're not good with like a bow staff at first to be able to use both sides, all right, I'll just say we've had accidents. 6 years ago, guy cut off his friend's arm because he thought he was being funny.
Mm-hmm.
They paid me, but whatever. It's just bad. Well, the good thing is we figured it out, so we know what we're doing. It's just doing it is the trick.
Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever you like, boss, because you're the boss. And oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Wiggles.
What's
hey,
up?
Odile, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. It's been crazy. We've been forging with our hands. It's been like a whole new experience.
With your, but doesn't that burn? And she's gonna look to
No,
Tana.
No,
does-
super
always
cool
use your
forge.
hands?
Oh,
literally
Guys.
cool because it doesn't burn.
Have you
Oh.
tried your feet?
this is the first time you've ever seen like Tana super excited.
I think Odile's gonna like
Amazing.
lean into Jin and Leander and be like, Tana seems happy.
Okay.
Tail sticking straight upwards?
Is he wagging?
It's wagging. So, watch this. All right, I'm gonna take one of the crappy daggers and put it on. Look up.
And you see that like sort of rain of silver ghostly dust that's falling down from the sky.
Oh,
Sick, right? It's cool. And then I start actually molding the dagger, and it gets a little better as you go. As I took like a crappy one and made it into a mediocre one as I'm like massaging it.
You're all thumbs, boss. You gotta let me do it. Like over it. No, if you press it here, it's.
No, because you want to make a better.
I mean,
you
you
wanna
could
make a
use your
better-
feet, and it would be exactly the same. Like just.
Also true, but if you want to, you know what? Go for it. You do it. No, go. You do
Oh
it.
no, boss! No, boss!
No,
It's-
it's
no,
fine.
you're no, it's okay. No, boss, it's fine. No, it's yours. I insist. I'm sorry. It's boss. You got it.
We'll get better. We're getting there.
We're
getting
working
there.
on it.
We'll
We're
figure
working
out.
on it,
We're working
yeah.
on it. But
very
Tana,
cool.
Tana,
They
it's nice to
forge?
see you happy, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's
I
really
have
nice to
had-
see you happy and fitting in this really cool demon society.
Why'd you say that like
You're-
that?
Your mom.
Interesting.
Your
phrase.
mom shoots you a look.
fitting it. Okay. Leander, that's
No, I'm just saying it's a new place. So
Yep.
it's nice to, it's nice to see you excited, enthusiastic about this very specific forge that only exists here in this very neat, very niche demonic society. You know what I mean? Right, Mom?
I mean, I think this is the
Your
first time
mom-
I have not heard you growl. So
Your mom has just got this smile on her face and it's kind of hanging back. Loretta's looking at you with like this really hooded eyes, like super suspicious.
Just my mom's standing on my foot at this point. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So what have you decided to make then, Tana? Says Saraxa.
Okay, so judging by what we have here and what we can work with, and I'm guessing the time frame we have, I've come up with two things that I could possibly do. One, since we're all here and we could all vote, we could probably break that curse on Wiggles.
Think you could do that, boss?
It's more just taking out the runes, and then probably a little reshaping, but yeah, probably.
That'd be fantastic.
But I guess we'd leave that up to the group for, and you're part of the group. Everyone's part of the group here. But also, with how this works, I may only have time to make the one weapon with your rune, Reyna. At this point.
I mean, honestly, I think we should make a harpoon. It seems like the most logical thing.
like a javelin?
No, a harpoon, so that like when you hook the enemy, you'd pull him back to you. I think that's probably like the smartest thing we can do.
And then you could finish him.
Finish him.
Yeah. Because you could throw it and if they're over there, you could get them over here and then you could finish. Yeah.
You
that
can
would
scream, "Get over here!" when you throw it, and you draw them back.
unless the wound is mortal.
Yeah, if the wound's mortal, then well, the combat's
This is
over.
good.
But
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the combat.
a harpoon. Okay. Or glaive, but harpoon's doable.
I guess it would depend on who would be best suited to wield.
Well, certainly aren't you wielding such a weapon?
I was intending to originally, but I mean, I thought I was going to be doing this alone. If any of you are more adept than I am at fighting, I'm not that great of a fighter, to be honest. I'm more of a strike from afar kind of person.
Oh, harpoon.
Gotcha. Well, we're going. All of us are going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
Yep. Yep, definitely going to stick together like family, like a whole big family.
I've never had the family before.
Yep, and now you do.
Sticking together.
I throw an arm around like both Odile and my mom. I'm like, look at this family. All of us kind of related to each other, sort of.
Yeah. It's
When was the
cool.
last time you cleaned your tunic? Leander?
I will have
All
you
right,
know, I watched
just
it.
no. I'm going to take care of it. Just get it off. Just give it to
No,
me. Just give it to
stop
me.
it. No, and
Just
it's like over the head
Pulls it
this
off.
way. I'm standing there, and you just see that like Leander is like, though he's really big and shouldery, he's just real sinewy and lanky without his tunic on. He's like,
She walks away with your shirt.
damn it, Mom.
okay.
So we're making a
harpoon?
harpoon? I like how you think, Odile. She goes to high five you.
I give her a high five, but it's really lackluster. And
Okay,
without
it's like a
any sort of
2.5.
excitement. Yeah, it's just a very gentle.
You're
No
gonna have to work on
enthusiasm.
that. That was very lamp-wristed. Just
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So we can make a harpoon, I guess. If
but I mean,
that's
who's going to wield it? Like,
Right.
it should be something that, like, if it was me, I would say a harpoon. But Who's gonna carry it?
Probably like you or Tana, right? Because you guys are the fighters.
Yeah. Jin, you sort of have one already, actually.
Yes, I have the dragon knife.
And honestly, it's very good. I guess I definitely could. I'd probably make a better sword. That would be more my style.
Could you, once we remove Wiggles' curse, could you not use it to upgrade Wiggles' weapon?
Well, that's the thing. Wiggles could have theirs, and then we can make another one. Or utilize two-handed with Wiggles' weapon and whatever new thing we make.
What if we made a stick and a dagger, and we attached the dagger to the tip of the stick?
Like a spear.
Yeah.
I think that's called a spear.
But then we're just making a spear. Like that's.
Well, when you talk about it, no.
I mean, a glaive would be really cool.
I
Sorry,
think
like
a
this.
glaive would
What's
be
a-
Like a
Who-
scythe.
Well, why not a gizarm already? Who knows what a glaive is like?
How do you
Oh,
not know what a
yeah.
glaive is?
I don't know what a glaive is. I'm
Why did you ask?
literally 4'2". Like, why would I be using?
Why don't
something like-
you're a blacksmith in training, aren't you? Why don't you know what the glaive is?
Did you not
Isn't
see
it
the
like,
pole
Well,
arms and the
that's-
glaives and the halberds on the wall at the forge?
I was not
Yeah.
always a blacksmith. You know,
Oh, what
like
were
They
you
were
before,
literally on the-
Wiggles?
oh my
What
God.
were you before?
a baker, and
Oh,
before
that
that, I was a
makes-
haberdasher.
Hmm.
And let me guess, after that, before that you were a ventilator, and maybe before that you were a cobbler, and before that,
Those things don't even make sense.
Can we focus on the present?
yes.
Sorry.
So
So you don't know what a glaive is, but you know what a harpoon is. I'm satisfied with that.
glaive. We take your idea of crazy multi-sided battle axe, and we shrink it down to pretty much half axe, half sword head, long pole. Then on the end, we put another, either rounded or slightly edged, more of a slashing or stabbing.
And we
You
put a
can use it
bill
one
hook.
hand or two. You can.
Right.
Like, that's if you want to, like, use it for tripping, but technically it's long enough. Like, for me, it'd be about, yay. Yeah, you could use it for tripping, and then stabbing, or slicing, and if you have a shield, you can also...
Oh, what if like you have a little part where you can break it apart and it's like a chain, so it makes it longer and you could,
Oh my god.
right? Pretty cool.
It's an everything weapon.
I made
mean-
it up myself.
You are aware that weapons must be trained, right? You can't just make a weapon like woolululu. You have to know how to use it.
Well, maybe the
Jin,
forge
I
is
appreciate
nice.
you.
Maybe the forge has like some magical things. Like maybe if you make something here, you just like automatically know how to use it.
You know, you bring up a good point, actually. And what I would suggest, if I may, from an outside perspective, Tana, because I am not a master blacksmith like you, attempt to do it again, but do not work your tools. Focus on a spirit of play, as if like a bard plays an instrument. Don't try to work the instrument. Play the instrument and see what just is created, and whatever weapon you create is the weapon that's meant to be. So just clear your mind, play with your hammer, and
Well,
focus. I understand that sounded weird.
I don't think
Um,
we have time for that, Janan.
And just see what you make.
Goodness.
And whatever you make is what the demon queen wanted us to make.
Who's the demon queen? Is that Odile? Are you a demon, Odile? Are you
no,
a demon? Is everyone a demon?
I
What's going on?
mean-
Am I the only person who's not a demon here?
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, Leander, what's going on, man?
Nothing. My
Boy.
mom took my shirt and I'm
Yeah,
cold.
she's coming back and she starts putting it on you. It smells really nice.
I'm like, oh, it's warm. Thanks, Mom.
What about those breeches? When we're dealing,
No,
that's clean.
thank you. Not taking my pants off in front of Odile.
And she's
Oh.
like,
It's not like that. It's
Okay.
not.
she leans in and she goes,
okay.
I like her, she's nice.
Oh my God, shut up, Mom. Stop it. Embarrassing me.
So, Reyna.
Have you started out what you want to make? A sword, right? I think a very sturdy two-handed sword, something you're really comfortable with, I think is probably the best idea, right?
We'll see what pops out. I do like Jin's idea. Leander.
Yep.
Is there something you would like to tell all of us? Because you've been, you have the look. You have the look right now.
I'm like, my back is starting to sweat a little bit.
I
And
just
my
washed
eyes
that
go-
shirt.
I'm sorry. I like look over to Mom and I go like, just
What? Any one of you.
We just had this really interesting conversation over some cheese and some nuts and some
Okay.
dried fruit, and I like pull some extra snacks out of my like pouch. They're nice, and I like lay them out, and I go, if you would like some.
Okay, we're gonna get to the point because I'm
Yes.
standing in front of the
So
full
I
sword and
found
still
out
in
that
the
I'm
mood.
like I'm 3/4 demon, which is wild because I thought I was half demon, right? Like
Right.
I had just found out that my mom,
Yes.
right here, that she is a demon, and
Yes.
I thought, oh, that makes me half demon because my dad's a cat person.
Correct. Grimalkin. Got it.
Right. But so I just found out that I'm 3/4 demon because
My math not that bad. How did that work out?
so Grimalkins are also demons?
Oh. Really?
Oh, so you are a demon?
No. So are Wolfkin.
Like,
How's that work?
Well, when a demon loves small little wolfie,
That seems very strange.
That's
You're a
not
demon.
quite. A long time ago, there was a schism among demonkind shortly after the war with the dragons. And one of our kiths, the Abyssinian kith, were the first to break away. They melded away into the wilds and hid there. In time, they lost some of the things that made them demons, but gained things that made them more a part of this world. All the peoples, like you, like Errol, like Leander. Real Kid Foxes, not me, but real Kid Foxes, all the peoples who resemble creatures of the wild are descendants of the Abyssinian. And that is
Oh.
why you can read and use demonic runes.
Interesting.
oh, he's taking this well.
sounds like a demon.
I don't know. Is he taking this well?
Well,
If he's
actually,
happy.
I'm not sure now. I think he might not be.
Is he starting to lose it? Is Wiggles starting to lose it?
It's
You
not
have
like
to
he's already lost
understand.
it.
You have to understand, Tana, that to see what you've become is incredibly heartening for the people here, because all the other demons that did not flee and fall away into the wild feel incredibly alienated from the rest of this world, but your people show that it is possible to acclimate and to become part of it if one immerses himself. One can create a home here and find a place to belong.
Yeah. Well, And why is this not? Well, never mind. I know that answer. I'm not even going to ask that question. Interesting to know. That does explain why Errol and I understood these runes on such a deep level, to the point where it seemed like innate knowledge when I first started doing it. Oh, yeah, no, that it takes skill to master, but yeah, no, that makes okay.
And most of your kin don't know. That's where that is where the kin comes from in your name, is from the origins were kith in the demonic language. Now, I've seen mallards, and those are not kin or kith.
Oh.
They're something entirely different, and I don't know what.
So
they seem best left alone for the most part.
Mallards just happened?
I don't know. Everything I've been able to discover about them indicates that they were probably here before everybody else.
You know what? I respect that.
As old as time.
So, we've got two demons, two different types of demons and two different types of elves, and we're gonna join a demon and a Wiggles and save...
What's Wiggles?
I'm a halfling.
Yeah, but like, what are you?
I'm a halfling.
Yeah, but have you been here for a while?
Are you a demon
all 33 years.
Mm,
I'm also a little bit hungry. I don't know if that counts.
no, don't care about that. Have halflings been here for a while?
As far as I know.
Hmm.
They came with the humans, right?
Yes, the humans, dwarves, and halflings appeared around the same time after the dragons were gone.
Interesting.
So, yeah, they're...
Well...
Tana, are you okay? You know, if you ever want to, like, talk to your brother, because we're, like, almost like brothers now. Siblings, right?
You have that demon connection.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Okay.
Are we, like, siblings, you know, like, family? Nope, okay. That's
Nope.
good.
See, here's how this is going to work out.
Okay.
Look at me. We're kin.
Okay.
I look out for you. You look out for me.
Okay.
We could be family. If you forget that, then I can tell your mom.
That, yes, totally fair to do that. And also, maybe we could arrange some family dinners after that.
Okay, it's not that. Nope.
Okay,
nope.
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I get it.
Nope. I'm more of an uncle to you type of deal. Like, I'm cool with your dad.
I'm cool with that. That's great. I just didn't know if it was like a sibling bond.
No, we're not. So just because we learned this at the same time doesn't mean we're...
No, you're right. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So you found a mother, an uncle, a queen, and a court jester. That's like a lot of like finding stuff.
Who's the court jester?
Just side eyes Jinandriel.
Does he have the hat on? Please tell me he has the hat on.
Not yet.
I mean,
Dang.
So
we're gonna make this Swiss Army knife, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go for it and make what I can make.
Okay.
I'm better with swords or axes, but we'll see what happens. And
Just give it a little pizzazz, you know?
Just clear your mind. Go with the gut.
Yeah, clear your mind and fill it with
pizzazz. Like, as you say pizzazz, I like sort of come back. Did you even look at the items in my shop? And if you think back to all of the swords, you had seen other guys that like in the wilds with swords, or like some people in the military with swords. Every sword had like etchings in them, not just the runes, but the etching, the engravings, the pommels, hilts, the actual blade work. Some of them were full curved scimitars that should not be that big, or shouldn't be that sharp or that straight, or like there's stuff engraved within parts that don't typically have. Like everything had so much care and craftsmanship put into it. That's like, you haven't seen me work before. Okay.
He truly is a master. I mean, don't get me wrong. He can make toast. Like he's terrible. He burns the toast, but he's a master when it comes to making this stuff.
More fire.
All right. I'm on it, boss.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll take a break here in just a moment, but go ahead and let's do your roll. Give me a master craftsman roll. I'm going to say that Wiggles is helping you, so you start at a disadvantage. Wiggles is helping you, which is going to negate that disadvantage.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything else they want to throw in on this, or?
I don't know if anything like demonic legacy would help. I don't really have anything that.
Hug.
A hug? That's what you said?
All right, everyone put your hands in. I need everyone to put their hands in. Hands in. Everyone,
Okay.
hands in. Hands in.
Hands in.
We've been through a lot. I was with all of you when my forge burned down. So you're going to give me all of your energy. And this is going to be the beginning of the creation of the new forge. New creations. We're going to keep building. New creations on 3. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2.
Wait, my hand's not it.
Come on, Wiggles.
Wiggles.
And I pick Wiggles up.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Puts her hand in.
Reno, right? You can't just stand there. No. Come on in. Come on in.
Group participation. It's
She-
family
Come on
now.
in.
Comes
It's
in.
family matter.
She comes in, puts a
Bonding.
hand on Leander's shoulder, and then reaches in with the rest of you.
New creations on 3. 1, 2, 3.
New
creations.
Creation.
Because when you're here, you're family.
We're a pack.
Yep.
That's a good slogan.
I
You
know.
should. That should be your slogan for the new forge.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good slogan, not for the forge. No.
So
Forge and families.
go ahead and make your master crafter roll, and I'll let you make it at advantage.
Okay.
Also,
And I'm-
Carl noted that you had 5 wounds. Just FYI. Just
Oh,
in
I'm
case.
definitely. I'm just gonna hold 2 of them just in case.
No,
Can I,
just
like,
that's fine. You can only use one, and I already said that you do it at advantage. So don't worry about spending your bull. Save them for later.
both of these dice. Just in case I need to re-roll one of them, I'm gonna hold one boon to the side. That is a 13 under 14, so that's the other one was a 16. So yeah, we're just gonna be happy.
Wow. Yeah. So just by this game, okay. So I have 4 weapons category cards here. So you're going to roll a d4, and we'll see which one comes out of it. Now, since you made it by 1, I'm going to give you 1 chance to reroll if you don't like the category.
Okay. Goodness. A 3?
All right. So third card is a melee weapon. Now, the other options were armor shield. This is the other list. One was mastercrafted weapons, and there are 2 melee weapons lists. So this is one of the 2 melee weapons list. This one has hand axe, scimitar, morning star, paring dagger, light warhammer, and flail on it. Good one has dagger, short sword, short spear, broadsword, long spear, and long sword on it. Then there's mastercrafted weapon and shields and armor. Do you want to re-roll? You have 1 point. You get to re-roll if you want.
Man. Do it.
I want the either mastercrafted or the other. Was axe in this one or axe in the other one?
Battle axe was in this one.
Battle axe was in this one.
The axe is in this one. The other one is swords and spears. This one is axes and hammers and morning stars and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. All right, so at the very least... And what's this? The other one was shield.
Armors and shields.
Armor? But I need. We're trying to make a weapon, right?
If you want to re-roll, I will take out the one that you rolled and I will dump it on the side. So it'll give you an extra chance of getting the mastercrafted weapon if that's the one you want. But
ooh. I think I'm gonna try to do it again. I think I might as well try to do it again.
Right, so now roll a d3 this time.
But I would, instead of you dumping that one, I would rather you keep it in.
Okay.
Because then it's like, yeah. So
okay.
This one I don't want.
Go ahead, d4.
Yeah, the shield. I'm gonna get it. I'm 100. Come on, man. That's not fair. 1.
First card on top.
I did.
Mastercrafted weapon?
Let's go.
Now roll 1d6.
This is so cool.
Let him cook.
Woo. Woo.
Yeah, it's totally Walter White and Jesse. It's Tana and Wiggles.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. You've made a broadsword.
Ooh.
See, that makes sense. Yeah.
And as
It was meant to
you
be.
kind of almost close your eyes and start making something, what emerges out of it is this beautiful moon-colored, blue-steeled broadsword that's got a nice long hand and a half handle so that you can wield it either one-handed or two-handed. And it is perhaps not the most aesthetically pleasing thing you've ever done, as you know, you're still kind of working on that part, but it is absolutely a work of a master. And we will figure out the stats of that thing whilst we take a little bit of a break. We are going to go ahead. A little bit of a break here. A little tight 10. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for playing along. Thank you for being excited about all this. We're going to come back and finish this little thing off. Please hang out. We'll see you in just a moment. We have returned. In case you thought we'd left and weren't going to be coming back. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Just before the break, Tana and the rest of the friends had Mighty Morphin Power Ranger style merged their powers together, and Tana had to use the Feyforge to forge a weapon, which after we rolled a few number of dice, ended up being a broadsword. And as Tana finishes this masterwork broadsword and pulls this blade off of the Bayforge, the last remnants of the silvery moon flames sort of licking off the blade, you see this weapon made of the danderite. It is strange looking, odd looking, not like any sword you've ever seen before. It definitely has another worldly kind of quality to it. It glows blue and silver with the effects of the danderite and the moon dust. And you can see etched along the blade are several symbols. One appears to be a dirty little cat's paw. One is a fox. One a sleeping dragon. One a swan. And one is that a stack of pancakes? I told you I was hungry, guys.
Pocket bacon.
Yeah, I said I was hungry. You guys were like touching hands and fucking getting together, and all I could think about was pancakes.
Honestly, I could go for some pancakes too.
Can we redo it? Can we redo it?
Nope. This is awesome.
Yeah, I don't want my legacy to be a stack of pancakes. I mean, but people are going to think I'm a joke.
Okay.
They will not. It will make something later that has a better mark of wiggles. That.
Hey Jen, you want to trade with me? We could say that I'm the sleeping dragon, because I'm small and people don't see me coming, and you're like the stack of pancakes because you're very sweet,
I'm
like
stacked.
a stack of pancakes.
Some stacked. Is that right?
Yeah, and you're very sweet, like
syrup.
Yeah, you're very syrupy.
Very smooth like butter. I see you try.
Okay, yeah. Look, just do you want to trade or not?
I think things were meant to be as they were meant to be, my flapjack friend.
Oh, but and she turns around and walks off.
Well, you asked for a little style.
As he hefts the sword up, tell me, my friends, if your character was to leave their mark on a weapon, what sort of ability or special property might that weapon have that would come from you that would sort of be representative of your character, do you think? I'm talking specifically to Jin and Odile and Leanne.
Well, I'll go first. I guess kind of imbued into Jin's spirit is this essence of a sleeping dragon. And in his travels, it is this sleeping dragon that kind of protects him, but only when he really is not like it's natural. It's like instinctual, and it's not like if you try to harness it, it doesn't work. So I would think that if that spirit is within the sword, and the sword would have the ability to defend or parry without its users thinking about it, as if the sword had its own initiative that it can be used to block if it's before an attack, like it without expending his own card. It's the sword itself has like a defensive barrier that awakens when it gets attacked, something of that nature. The wings will like come to life and try to protect its bearer.
Okay, I like it. Okay. What else?
The blade, despite being this purpley blue color, when in the presence of demonic entities, it occasionally will glow black outlined in deep red. And because there is this connection between me and my future family member someday of being of demonic bloodline, it grants the bearer resistance from fire damage, as it is forged in the flames of friendship.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
it's very beautiful. And no deal.
I think that with the hollow, sort of like the hollowed out part of the middle of the blade. It almost acts like a tuning fork. And when the sword strikes against something else, it'll sort of sing out a resonant note that will allow the user to either boon or bane the person who it strikes.
Okay. Excellent. So, Tana, your weapon as a broadsword. A normal broadsword does 2d6 damage. This one will do 2d8 magical damage. It'll affect magical creatures.
Sweet.
It will have the defensive ability, which allows you to attempt a free parry with it.
Excellent.
Return. It will give you a resistance to fire. And it will allow you, for the cost of 1 willpower, upon a successful strike once per turn, to inflict a bane on an enemy or a boon on a nearby friendly that lasts until you hit again and reapplied either to that same person or to a different person. When you hit again, if you're reapplying it to the same person, it doesn't cost willpower. It just costs willpower if you're switching it to a different target.
Oh. That's a good sounding blade right there.
Yeah.
You just gotta hit. That's it. All right.
You just gotta hit. And on top of all that, let me make sure you don't have that already. You don't, so it will give you, thanks to that wonderful stack of pancakes, the ability of Massive Blow.
Oh. Okay.
Which, if you do not move in a round, you inflict an additional d8 of damage.
Bet. Okay.
And that's from the stack.
Sick.
As Tana is busy polishing his sword, is there anything that the rest of you would like to do before you set off for the moon?
Yes. Now, watching the master craftsman do his work with kind of seeing how we all used our like synergy to kind of come together to create this monolith of a sword here, this sentinel of the moon, which Tana you should name. Every great sword has a name, so you should name that sword. But think on it.
Thinking about it.
Jin will turn around and has like a eureka moment and goes up to Odile. Like, I have an idea on how you can read this music, but it will allow you to. But it will require an open mind in order to attempt to translate what I will try to. I will try to convert the music for you if you are willing.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, sit on this rock here. Sit on this stone.
Okay.
Okay, and close your eyes. I need you to focus, and I need you
She
to have
sits a little bit awkwardly.
your palms up like this, and just kind of.
Okay.
Hold on, let me help you.
Never
here.
know what to do with my hands.
Okay. Now, it might feel a little strange, but I'm going to place something on your head, and
Okay.
it will take the special helm of insight, and he's about to put it on, and he's like, "Wait, that's the wrong way," and he will put it on himself. And then he will put his hands on your hands, and then he will take out the scroll, place it in between us, and using the Helm of Insight, will attempt to read the scroll while casting telepathy, and going to use telepathy with a Helm of Insight on at the same time to see if she can see through my eyes, and using the Insight Helm, process what I am seeing looking into the scroll.
As you start reading the scroll and this strange invasive force is in your head, Odile, you start to realize something. As he's reading it, it's kind of like someone, so you know when someone goes, hey, you know that song, it goes kind of like a like you know, he's missing some parts and it's not quite there, but it's almost like he's singing this song and he's just like kind of skipping beats, and you're starting to kind of pick up on it, and immediately you reach for your ocarina and you start kind of playing with it. And as he's reading the bits and pieces that he can read, and you're playing your ocarina, you're kind of filling out the bits that he's missing, and it starts to create this cadence and this rhythm. And as you're playing this, suddenly you realize you know this song. This song has just embedded itself in your consciousness through this little exercise with the hat and with Jinandriel. And you find that you can recite the words to this this poem to him and have him understand it.
Should I read it out?
You should read it out.
Odile's sort of like, oh wait, I think I know this one. To those who would seek Riadreth, sing to him gently, but seek beyond the 7 spires, and in the halls of the 8th offer this poem. Upon the peaks where moonlight softly gleams, Riadreth sleeps, the last of dragon's kin. His dreams are woven through the ancient streams, where time is still and silence wraps within. A beast of old whose wings could pierce the sky now rests in shadows, lost to fleeting years. His heart beats not, though long his legacy, a slumber deep, untouched by joys or fears. He wakes for naught but notes that sweetly fall, a perfect song, a melody divine, for only then his soul may rise and call, and from his slumbered depths the stars align. Yet none may seek him save the blood of foes, to hear the song where moonlight silence grows. That's it, that's the one.
Jin is just like open mouth, like I just witnessed defying gravity like right before me. It was like so great.
Are you holding space for defying gravity?
Yes, it's so good. I guess the song confirms that the foe, that means it must be found by a demon.
Oh.
Tana, that one. That demon.
That demon.
What?
That demon.
That demon? This demon. Mom demon? Which demon? That's the
Demon
question.
1? Demon
A
2.
demon.
I just made the sword. You guys do the next thing.
You can go ahead, anyone who wishes, and roll a myths and legends.
I'll use a boon.
Oh, so many boons. Sure.
I posted the poem in the in chat
We'll also
in
use boons.
Discord.
I got the one.
You got a
I got the
one.
We are so smart.
I got it exactly a 10 out of 10, so we're good.
Well, the one is gonna clear the table because that's a dragon and that's a critical success.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
As they're all postulating their ideas for what all this means, you realize they have no clue what's going on. Of course, you're gonna have to explain it to them because, you know, that's what happens to people who are not that attuned to art like you are.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you have to look deeper, and media literacy is a dying art.
She'll say, to hear the song where moonlit silence grows, the moon tower, that's probably what that is. And that can only be found by people of demon blood. Only people with demon blood can see it. So that would be, and none may seek him save the blood of foes, because the foes of the dragons were the demons. And so we need demons to find the moon tower to be able to recite the song. And this poem has to be recited within the moon tower in order to awaken Ryadrath. That's what he says in Myriad's voice.
Yeah, I say all of that. So we use demons, we find the tower, we read the poem, bada bing, bada boom.
And then we get a big dragon.
Dragons
do
are our
about that?
friend.
Dragons
Cool.
are... Well, they might not think that we're friends. That's the only thing I'm
Yeah.
worried about.
Well, I can speak on your behalf.
You do have cool dragon tattoos. Wait. Are you a dragon?
No,
Are
I'm
you a
an elf.
dragon?
I'm an elf.
The other thing that you get from the poem also at the beginning is the idea that the Ryadrath is hidden away in the 8th tower, so the moon tower is bigger, probably the 8th spire.
It's all coming together. It's almost as if this story is interwoven very intricately, written carefully by hand.
I don't think about it too much. Anyway, let's keep going.
Perhaps should have been called 8 Spires.
You're gonna find out why it's called 7 spires and not 8 spires later on. You pack up your things, all the rest of the equipment that you have, whatever you can cobble together, and with a final goodbye to all the demons here, you set off with Syraxa and Wiggles at your side in search of the moon tower. Because we don't have any more episodes, the search for the moon tower takes quite a bit of time. You are wandering for a while in the Feylands, searching for this. Syraxa explains that it's difficult to find, that it moves, and that you have to sort of be lucky to stumble upon it. And of course, it can only be seen in the moonlight by those of demon blood. So you spend a few days traveling, and as you do, you spend evenings together talking and exchanging and eating, and your bond grows. And Leander, you get to spend a little bit of time with your mother, and you find that she is as nervous about all of this as you are. But the time spent together on the road is great. Wiggles is very happy to have her sword back, because I assume you fixed it for her. And she keeps throwing it away and then laughing and then going to pick it up because it doesn't reappear in her bag.
Yeah.
Like a child.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could have changed, instead of it being a curse, where it's a feature, not a bug, that it comes back of their own will?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's say you can do that. Absolutely. And also, let's not forget that you put the Benedictory rune on your sword so that it does double damage against demons.
Yes.
And you travel for several days and nights throughout the Feyland, avoiding encounters with the Ravenings, the corrupted Fey. And one night, perhaps when you least expected, you see, standing silhouetted against the moon itself, a tall, very simple tower. In fact, you were kind of perhaps expecting a keep or a castle or something like that, but it is, in fact, very much just this tall, circular tower with a slated roof. It stands out against the sky. There's a door at the bottom. There is a single window at the top, and it does not seem like the kind of place that would house a demon lord. It's just an old tower standing there in the moonlight. Now, of course, only 3 of you can see it. Anna, Syraxa, and Leander. The others, you see these big crooked trees that reach up into the sky, almost obscuring the moon. And when the others point out the tower, you can't see it for the life of you.
It's right there.
Yep.
Huh? What?
Found it.
Huh?
It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
There's something there. What are you talking
No,
about?
it's right there.
Here, watch. And I bend down and pick up a rock and just huck it at the stone wall.
Yeah, it hits the stone wall, and the rest of you guys see it hit a tree.
That's a tree, Leander.
No,
It's a
that's a
wall.
stone wall. Stone
No,
wall.
you hit the tree.
Trust us when we say that this is it, because your poem said that the demons were going to be the ones who could see it, right? Why would we lie?
Does Wiggles, do you see it?
See what?
Exactly.
Oh, the tower. Yeah. Of course, right there.
Wiggles, you're
what?
facing the wrong way.
Oh, sorry.
Wiggles, you're not even looking in the right direction.
Just like baseball,
Yeah.
palm her and rotate her.
All right, fine. I don't see it.
So, like, how do we see it?
Stop about that.
How do we help you in this?
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Remember that this is the home of a demon, and has been his home for a very long time. I wouldn't expect things to be safe or normal. Misael himself is very old, very powerful, very dangerous.
Very much a dickhead.
Yes, that too. Watch your language.
Yep.
Dickhead.
You proceed towards the tower, and as you approach it, the three demons being able to see it, you arrive at the door, and not knowing what else to do, you push the door open, and the door opens very slowly into this empty-looking tower. And as they push the door, the others, you see this door-shaped hole sort of appear in the world in front of you, and you see the interior of the spire. As you step forward, you notice that there is what appears to be a forge in one area, although the fire has gone out of it. In another area of this circular tower is this tree that has almost like vines that have stuck to the stonework and have started climbing up along the tree. In yet another area, you see these red throbbing veins of red and blood that, just like a cancerous growth, just sticking in the corner of this place.
Yuck.
You step in. The door closes behind you. You are alone. There's only a little bit of light coming in through the one window. The place is old, musty, covered in dust. It really doesn't feel like anyone has lived here in any amount of time.
Question: Can Odile and Jinandriel see now that they are inside?
Yes.
Like, are they seeing what we? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just finding it and observing it from the outside. They couldn't.
Yeah.
I was like, this battle's gonna be real weird otherwise.
Oh.
Point me in the right direction. Okay. Well, Jin will look around and say under his breath, as if he's talking to his fellow brothers and sisters, only when we give ourselves permission to be afraid do we truly master fear.
Well, I'm scared, so.
Yeah, this is real fun. What is that? Why is it throbbing?
I don't know.
I kind of can't look away.
Ugh.
I don't think anyone should touch it.
Oh, I really wanted to touch it. That was what I was going to do. I won't though.
I really don't think. we
Yeah, I
should.
won't. I won't.
Can we get some more light in here?
Oh, I can do that. I can
Oh.
slide.
You cast light. As you do, the ball of light, well, describe it for me. What exactly does it look like when Odile casts light?
I just go whoop, and it's almost like a little wisp of light kind of flickers and bobs, and then it kind of goes about 10 feet away from me, and then it kind of and it expands into a bigger orb, and it sort of sheds a nice kind of icy blue light around.
And as the orb lifts up and the light starts to spread in the area, feel the tower start to shake.
Uh-oh.
You feel the ground start to tremble.
Should not have done that.
And you watch as slowly, one by one, the stones of the floor and of the wall start to fall away. They fall away, dropping down. And as you watch, as the walls, the floor start to crumble and fall down, all you see beneath your feet is this vast field of stars and darkness.
Whoa.
You can, if you wish, turn to Albert Rodeo.
We're gonna see how well my internet holds up with opening up Owlbear.
As you stand in the tower now, things begin to change. The forge lights up with this deep, dark red demonic fire. The area that had this growth of blood now has these bloody, leech-like tentacles emanating from a dark hole that are blindly reaching out, trying to feel their way around. Blood seeps from the veins that are encrusted in the wall around it and drip in this black ichor to the ground. Where the tree was, where the vines were, this growth of greenery has occurred, and this green bioluminescent shape starts to swirl in the area. Behind you, you see a portal has opened where the door used to be to the tower. Through it, you can see the Fey Realm inviting you to leave. But all around you, in all the cracks in the wall and in the floors, you see the vastness of dark sky and stars as far as the eye can see.
Rena, is this normal?
He's coming.
Well, Odile, maybe you should start reading your poem. How about that nice poem? Maybe we should read it. Read that poem.
Yeah,
probably.
Sure. She'll start the.
And as you start
Exciting.
reading the poem, you see from the fire near the forge emerges this massive shape. That I will show you in 2 seconds and a half.
1 shake, 2 shake.
This tall, horned demon, a skin that is dripping with blood and ichor, wings that are bony and shot through with these spikes of bone and flesh. These long limbs with serrated edges along the edges of them, and a face without eyes that is nothing more than a gigantic maw beneath it. Appears.
I recite a little faster.
As the Demon Lord, Misael Miserator, appears before you finally. And that, my friends, is where we... No, okay, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna throw up. Happy finale.
It's like, how did you lose so many subscribers?
All right. We will do initiative. Here's how some of these things are going to work. And because we don't have a lot of time left, I am going to tell you how the different things work so we don't have to worry about you guys discovering them. So take notes, my friends. In the tower, as you can see, there are a few different zones. The furnace zone. If a character stokes the furnace, which requires a master crafter roll at disadvantage, it gives everyone resistance to fire for 1 turn. The green zone is a life fountain. If a character spends an action tending to the plants there, which requires a mage skill roll at disadvantage, it heals everyone for 2d6 hit points and 1d6 will die. The blood fountain. If a character ends up in the zone of the blood fountain, they take 2d6 damage as blood is leached from them. You can make an evade roll at disadvantage to avoid it. And finally, the poem. Declaiming the poem requires a performance check at disadvantage. It's not an action, but it prevents you from using your voice because you are declaiming the poem. You need to amass, over time, 3 successful checks. Hopefully before everyone dies. Because of the nature of the tower, we will draw cards for initiative once, and we won't redraw every turn. You still have the opportunity to trade initiatives with somebody else in your group. Hey Raiders, thank you for coming in just in time to see big bad end boss fight. Alright, any questions? Okie dokie. Leander.
Yeah.
You will go at 6.
Cool.
Odile will go at 4. 9 for Jinandriel. 5 for Tana. 10 for the other Good Align NPCs. And 7 and 2 for Misael. I'm not gonna lie to you. This guy's gonna suck.
Gee, thanks.
I am going to give you a moment here to discuss strategy with all the different things that you can do.
All right, huddle, everyone. It's like Ghostbusters. Like,
I am going to give you
1 second.
exactly.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm going to give you exactly 5 minutes, which will take us to 11 o'clock. I'm going to give you exactly 5 minutes to discuss this because I know how it is usually. It goes on forever.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. So, does Wiggles have Master Craftsman? Or just me?
No.
Okay.
She didn't even know what a glaive was.
That's
She knew what a
that's
gizarm was.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. So I'm sure we're gonna need that at some point. So I can always stoke a furnace. That's not hard. Is that an action?
It is.
I feel like
all those things, the furnace and tending the plants is an action. Declaiming the poem is not, but it does take your voice.
I have this poison. I'm going to hand it's the rating 15 poison. I'm going to hand that to Leander.
Huh. Okay.
Thinking it's a healing potion, Leander.
No.
No. He's not dumb. He has one as well. So I feel like if we can get Odile into that like life-saving corner, that might be the best place for her to hide out, and then we just protect her.
Yeah, that may be the plan.
So Odile's going to make a beeline for the little tree.
Yeah.
And recite the poem.
I forgot something. I'm sorry.
I hate this.
Your mother, Leander, this was something I was supposed to tell you when you were at the keep and with the sword making and all that, I forgot. Your mother will tell you that, or you will remember her telling you at some point during the travel, perhaps more likely, that back in the day, those demons who managed to slay dragons on their own were given these things called dragon tears, and they are these black diamonds that they would hang upon their body as a form of decoration.
Okay.
Misael has 7 of them. And when he appears, you can see them, but you lose sight of them sometimes because they disappear inside his body.
Shit.
Your mother will tell you that if you can get some of them and remove some of them, it will greatly decrease his power, because a lot of his power comes from the evil that he's done.
Okay.
Spotting them requires a spot hidden roll.
Does that count as an action?
Does not count as an action.
Copy.
But getting them requires a sleight of hand roll at disadvantage.
Shit.
It is an action, but you can still perform an offhand action if you have something you can do with your offhand.
Can they be cut out? Or cut?
Or like...
Yeah, to remove them requires a sleight of hand roll at disadvantage, regardless of how you attempt to do it.
Copy. So you can't do a long shot on it and... Okay, great. Okay. Maybe... I'm sneaky enough that I should probably go in and do... You said sleight of hand check?
Yes.
Okay,
hey,
yeah.
Roll for perception. Thank you so much for the raid.
Hi, Wados.
Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it. We are playing Dragonbane. This is our finale, and this is the big boss fight at the end of the finale. Hey, Phantom NJ, what's going on?
Yeah, I have a proficiency in sleight of hand for what it's worth, even though I roll crap in this game. And spot hidden, so I don't know if that's helpful, but I'm happy to go in and do that, and then...
Odile, do you know the ways of the tree? Can you activate it? Or do I need to?
I'm pretty sure if I need to, I could probably activate it, right? Storyteller GM?
Say that again, sorry?
The tree, I could probably activate it because I have elementalism.
Yep. As long as you have a magical skill, you could activate it.
Perfect. Well, looks like Jin will place his hand on Tana's shoulder. Like it's up to us to take the majority of the blows.
You do have a super cool sword. Also, Jin, I'm pretty convinced you might be a dragon, so...
One can only hope.
Yep. Let's do this. And I sort of pull out my sword and shield and... But I look over at Jin. and sort of flourish the sword. And as I hold my shield up and sort of slice it across the shield, and you just see what looks like those tiny sparks that were stars that sort of gently fall, and you just see them start falling across the shield. Legends are forged. Miss Spark. That's its name. Tell the story. And I will name the sword Myth Spark. And get ready for battle.
And as you get ready for battle and launch yourself with a 2, Izael goes first.
And we run away and go home.
No.
Goodbye.
Who's got the potions? Who's got the potions?
Bye.
Potion in hand.
It's me.
So for viewers just joining us and having not perhaps encountered Dragonbane before, one of the things about Dragonbane is that monsters don't roll to hit, they just hit automatically, which, you know, the players love no end. And so as he steps out, he is going to extend these impossibly long arms, and he's going to reach out towards Tana. Just as Tana mentions the name of the sword and braces himself, the arm is going to shoot out, again, impossibly long, sort of unfolding 2-3 times, and it's going to grab you, Tana, and it's going to lift you up, and you're going to see its forehead open, and you're going to see an eye appear in its forehead. And in that eye, it's going to stare right into you, and that eye is going to burn right into your soul. You find yourself struck by this deep existential dread. You get the conditions of scared and disheartened.
Awesome.
And you must roll against a fear attack.
What am I rolling?
You are going to roll all right, so for against the fear attack, you are going to roll your willpower.
Okay.
Do you wish to use a boon?
Yep. We're just gonna do that. That is a 4 under 9.
The fear doesn't take hold. Fortunately, though, you really consider running. For the record, since you have scared and disheartened, any rolls that use the willpower or charisma stat are done at disadvantage until those conditions go away.
Understood.
Before you stands this giant, age-old demon who has slain dragons with his own bare hands, and you feel the weight of the years that this creature has been spreading darkness throughout the land just settle in on your shoulders. Thank you very much, Phantom and Jay, for the advantage for the group, so everyone gets a boon. Thank you very much. And as you take all of this in, you see him grow. At 4, Odile.
Odile is going to... I have to be near the tree, right?
Yeah, so I would say you have to be like, we'll call it like, anywhere where it's green.
Okay, yeah. Odile's going to kind of... Can I come here by the wall and sort of like try at least to hide a little bit?
Yeah.
And then I will start reciting the poem.
You start to recite the poem. You can
I
do
will
an
use-
action, right? You can't do an
Mhm.
action that requires your voice, but you can do an action. As you start
Can I-
reciting the poem, what would you like to do?
Would I be able to? Well, I can't because then my ocarina, I have to use my mouth for it.
Mhm.
So, I actually really don't have a whole lot I can do otherwise.
Do it out of your nose.
Could I?
No.
Aw.
God, Bleak.
I'm going to. I'm gonna save my action just in case I have to like dodge or something. But I will use a boon on the. It's a performance roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use a boon on that. Don't think I need it. Nope, don't need it. 6.
All right, so you have declaimed the poem for 1 round. As Odile reads the poem out loud, Jinandriel, you see your tattoo on your arm start to glow.
Pardon?
Okay.
I fucking knew it. You fucking guy.
He's a dragon.
At 5, Tana.
I've been lifted off the ground and stared at with an eye that appeared out of a blank void.
Yeah, he has dropped you back down at this point. You're not restrained in any way, shape, or form.
I have to, at the very least, position myself in a way that distracts. So I'm going to move over closer to the forge and sort of look to get their attention. And by I want to try out my new little sword, my new sword guy.
All right, go for it.
Let's see how he does.
Remember that to use Massive Blow, you have to be wielding it two-handed. You can't have your shield if you want to use Massive Blow. You can't have movement.
Oh.
Just so you know, you can't have movement.
Oh, right. I can't have moved. Never mind. I don't want to move. I'll stay right where I was.
You drop your shield and just two-hand that bad boy.
Yeah. And just to see what I can do. And I will spend one of my boons. Take that action. 6. Both of them were a 7 under 14, so that is a success.
Excellent. Give me damage. Remember to double it as your weapon does double damage against demons.
Sweet. 2d8 plus an additional d8. So that I rolled 3 2s, so that's 6. Double that to 12. 12 damage, and I'm going to spend 1 willpower. How would that work? If I baned this Mizael, so anything, if he was attacking, well, because he doesn't really roll to hit.
No, you'd probably be better off giving a boon to one of your friends.
I'm going to give a boon to Jin. Well, I'm going to give a boon to Jin for right now.
And I will say that since you guys have a lot of advantages, that the boon that you get from that can stack with the other boon. So you would roll 3 dice if you spend one of your own boons on top of that.
Sweet.
So you hit him and you do the damage. Did you add the plus D8 for massive blow?
Oh, plus. Yes, so it's 2. I actually add another D4, which is a 4 doubled. So that's 20 damage total.
Excellent. You hit him, and as you do, the sword, even though it doesn't hit anything very solid as it cuts through him and he screams in pain, the sword starts to vibrate in your hand and emits this beautiful noise, this beautiful sound that's like the beginning of a song that reminds you of beautiful times in your life. It sparks memories of pleasant moments or moments where you felt really courageous or comfortable or at ease. And especially for you, Jinandriel, it really sort of wraps around you and you feel like it's spurring you on, this memory that you have as this thing wraps into you. And at 6, it will be Leander.
Hello, that's me. I'm Leander. I would like to do a spot hidden check to see if I can see one of the diamonds. And I will use a boon. No. Yes, I will use a boon.
Go for it.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. That is a 6 on a 12.
Right. You notice one as he reached out to grab Tana. You noticed right under his arm here, there's one that's kind of sticking out.
Ding, 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 ding. Like a little, like a little clumpy, like deodorant blob.
Sort of, except that it's like this massive black diamond.
Okay, well,
It's probably worth
whatever. Whatever, man. Like, I was trying to make a joke. I am going to do a sleight of hand check to kind of swoop in and get that guy. Let me get that guy. So I'm going to use another boon to do it because I've got 9. Well, now I have 8. I'm going to do it again. Oh, that's good that I did that, but I didn't need it. I got a 12 on a 14.
Excellent. You reach out and you grab one of these diamonds and it burns in your hand. And if you weren't a demon, like, it would be causing you damage because of how hot it is. You grab it and you put it in your pocket. And as you do, you hear him, like, this sound echoes from deep inside of him, this kind of roar of anger, and you've deeply, deeply insulted him. And you can see that, like, he looks down under his arm and sees you standing there. Now you can do an offhand move. Is there something you like to do?
Would that imply, like, my second weapon? Like, I have a parrying dagger.
Yeah. You can make a little attack with that if you wanted. Is it a magical weapon?
No.
No, it's not going to have anything. So you can stab at him and then you realize it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, well, okay. Okay. Do attacks of opportunity exist in this?
Yeah, they do, but the way it works is that if someone tries to move out of melee range, they do an evade roll, and if they fail, then the opponent can take an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I might try and, like, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee away from him and try to circle around the other way.
Okay, go ahead and make an evade roll.
Okay. Do I do it straight or do I do it with a moon? What do you think? What's the table say?
How good
Should be a long battle.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna burn a boon. I'm gonna do it.
Burn the boon.
Oh, good thing I did.
There you go.
Well, I didn't succeed because I got a 16 on a 14. The other one was a 20, so that would have sucked.
As you step away, he sees you and reaches out with his claw and is going to take attack of opportunity at you and do a physical attack.
Am I allowed to dodge that with my fast footwork?
No,
It doesn't
because it doesn't cost an action.
It doesn't consume an action.
I'm going to say you can.
Okay, great. So then I roll another evade.
Yeah. Well, you could have waited to see if he hits you.
Oh, but he does hit me because he auto hits.
No, he auto hits with monster attacks, but not physical attacks.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
if a monster actually attacks you with a weapon or something, they still have to roll. It's when they use their monster powers that they automatically.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
But he does hit, so.
I'll put stuff and I don't succeed, so.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
You have resistance to fire, right? You have to activate it?
I do not. I do not. I do not.
You do not need to activate?
No. I have demonic resistance, which reduces damage taken from non-magical source by 2.
Okay.
And stacks with my armor. I don't have fire resistance.
Okay, I gotcha. So you will take 24 damage minus your armor.
No, I won't, because I'm going to burn a willpower to use I'm going to use my locket. Once per game, I am allowed to resist all damage from one demonic source.
That's not how we intended it, but I didn't make that clear, so I'll let you use it.
Oh, well, now I'm concerned you're going to use it even worse later.
No. To me, it was like a power, like a monster attack. It was meant to get hit by a monster, not like a physical attack, but you can totally use it if you want. Because I did not clarify, so I will totally allow you to use it.
You said 24 minus my armor, if that... Yeah. So it'll be 21, and it would be considered... So I would take 21 damage, which the next hit would definitely kill me if I decide to take it.
We have a tree.
We do have a tree. Okay.
You have healing potions too?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take it because I don't want to keep burning all my shit right now.
Okay, so you take 24 minus your armor minus your it's not a magical source, so
it's not a magical
demonic
source.
Resistance will kick in also. Your 5 armor, I think, total with that. 3 armor plus 2 for the resistance.
Yeah.
So 19 damage.
Okay.
At 7, he gets to go again.
What?
And having clawed you, and you saw that you took a lot less damage because oh no, that's right, you didn't have the resistance to fire. Never mind that. He will target 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't see Odile because she's behind.
I'm hiding.
Thing 2 then. Alright, Jinandriel, you are getting it. The demon reaches out over you, and you can see his shadow, this vast darkness that's in the shape of him, sort of rise up and fall down upon you and envelop you. You are plunged into total darkness. The chill of solitude in the oubliette paralyzes you. You suffer an attack, a fear attack, so roll a willpower check to begin with.
Jin will, in this solitude, he does have an innate power called Inner Peace, but he's not using it. He will sit there in the darkness and, in a weird way, get clarity at some sort of mortal enemy. And he will open his eyes wide in the darkness and look and embrace it, because he's fearless and does not need to roll against fear attacks.
Amazing.
I say no.
Excellent.
I don't think so. As his eyes glow.
Thank you.
I don't think so. You are rebuked, demon.
All right, then I will. What I will do is I'll let you do a willpower roll, anyways, to see if you can resist the second part of the power rather than just applying it to you.
Whew. 1 under.
Excellent. All right, so you are not struck by that fear of solitude that would have given you basically a bane on all your rolls. So you just sort of look back out at him and are completely at peace in this little oubliette of his. At 9, it would be you then, Jinandriel.
At this point, now that we've kind of like our minds touched, now at this point it's like, I have a choice to make. Do I go on the defense or do I go into the offense? Okay, last game. Now that like we kind of have this open mind thing, I'll open my eyes. The demon will realize the fear will not work, and I will cast Banish. And basically, like the words will come out in ancient dragon that says, "I rebuke you. I rebuke thee and send thee back from where you came," and it'll take 2d8 points of damage.
All right,
just literally just send shudders through him.
Go for it.
Alright, Banish. What do I have to roll? I've yet to use this one. Duration instance. Demons. Must be stopped. The spell inflicts 2d8 points of damage. Armor and natural armor have no effect. The spell cannot be dodged or parried. It's
Excellent. Give me the damage.
that will be 12 points of damage.
All right. Excellent. At 10, you will see Wiggles screaming, "I still haven't gotten my pancakes!" She comes running and then hits the ground, slides between Tana and between Jinandriel, and then between the demon's legs, and pops up behind him and stabs him one with his sword, with her sword. And misses. As she's like, "Ugh," and the sword just sort of bounces off his demonic armor. Goes, butts! Reyna backs off over here. Looks over at Odile in a "are you okay" kind of thing, and then seeing that Odile is fine, will pull out her bow and fire. We'll do the double shot thing. 12, that's a hit. She fires off a couple of arrows that fling into the demon, and he roars back, but they don't seem to have too much effect on him. Down to 2 now, back to the demon himself. He looks to Reyna and in a rumbling voice and a language that makes you shudder, utters a command to her. She must make a willpower roll with a bane.
Don't you speak to my mother like that.
Willpower with the bane, fails it, and she quickly knocks an arrow and turns, and with a face full of horror, shoots an arrow at Odile.
Uh-oh.
With a dragon rolling a 1. Chloe.
Can I fancy footwork this?
Yep. If you
Actually,
haven't
I didn't
used it
use
yet.
my action.
Yeah, but it's a new
So I-
round, so your action is lost
okay.
if you didn't use it, but you can use your fancy footwork.
Fancy footwork. That is going to be a 11 evade, right? Ooh, 11 on a 12.
All right, excellent. As the arrow goes right by your head and breaks on a thing, you can see, like, with horror, she's just standing there now, kind of stunned at what she's just done.
Odile's just like up against the wall.
And the demon grows, pushing you all back as he does so. For Wiggles is now crushed against the floor, the wall behind him, as you are all pushed away from him as he grows and takes up more room. He's now blocking the access to the forge. You could get that, but you're going to have to make an evade roll to get by him. For Odile.
I'm going to first roll for the song, and I'm going to use a boon for that.
Go for it.
Oop. Just threw that on my keyboard. 5 for my performance.
Excellent. So that's 2.
And then I'm going to... Do I roll anything for the activation of the magical tree?
Yeah, you have
too?
to roll on your magical skill.
Okay, I will use another boon. Okay. 7 on a 14.
Excellent. Waves of healing energy spread out. You can all heal 2d6 hit points and 1d6 willpower. However, I will let you trade one of those to heal a condition if you want.
I will trade my gaining HP to get rid of the scared condition.
Okie dokie. Excellent.
But I will take the willpower.
And at 5, it'll be you, Tana.
I sort of survey the battlefield, and he just keeps getting bigger. Then we just have to keep hitting harder. Because we gotta keep his attention. As long as he's looking at us, we're okay. So I'm gonna make another attack with Mythspark and just try to go for it. I'm going to use another boon. Try to make that happen. Yes, that is a 4 under 14, so that works. So let's get this damage. Two. Oh, baby. Just so you're aware, I rolled an 8, a 6, a 2, and a 4. So that's 20 times 2. So that's 40 damage.
40 damage?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm staying where I am, using Massive Blow.
He is looking quite wounded. For the record, what the diamond's being removed off of him, it removes armor from him. Do you understand what the diamond thing did? That was a massive hit. Do you give a boon to anyone? Or you can give him a bane if he tries to do a physical attack again on someone like he did on Leander last time.
I'm gonna give him the bane.
Okay. You have to spend a willpower to switch it from Jinandriel to him.
No problem.
At 6,
That's
Leander.
me,
That's
kitty
you.
boy. Okay, kitty boy. I am going to spot hidden again, and I am going to. Let's see here. I've got 6 boons left, so might as well burn one here and then a second one later. That's great. I'm glad I did that because I got a 3 on a 14.
You spot one. Unfortunately, it's arm that's on the other side of his body, so you're going to have to move, skedaddle on over there. So you're going to have to give me an evade roll to be able to scooch on through and under him and get on the other side.
Before I do that, in my offhand, I pop a healing potion and just slam that as I see it. So that's
2d6 plus 2.
Oh, that is 9, 10, 11 points of healing. Thank the gods.
Nice.
So I'm back to 29 out of 33. That's nice. Okay. Great. Cool. Evade roll.
Yep, straight up. You can put a boon on it if you want, but I'm saying you don't have a bane. Oh no. Kato is evading the game. Are you back, Kato?
I don't know. Everybody keeps dancing out of frame.
You're back. Or not. We will proceed onward then, and we'll give Kato their turn when they return. At 7, it is the demon again, and he will...
Back?
Yep, you're back.
Good.
Go for it. Take your
Yeah, you're
action.
back.
Yep. Your evade
so-
roll?
I completely forgot what my evade roll was.
Okay, redo it.
Okay. Oh, good. It was a 2 on a 14. Whoo, boy.
Here's the question. Can you see the map on the, I don't know if you're watching.
Yeah, I can. I had to close Twitch on my browser, and it's on my phone right
Do you
now.
want to
So
end up there, or do you want to end up here?
the, uh, 'cause I, no, I don't want to be tucked in the corner. I want to be closer to Jin.
Yeah. You slip through here and go ahead and make your sleight of hand at disadvantage to pick out another diamond.
Disadvantage. Okay. Oh, but I don't succeed. I had a 1 and a 17.
1. Oh. You reach out for it, and just at the last second, he moves his hand, and you just...
I hate him.
But at 7, he goes. He is going to... Unhappy with Jin's whole disregard of his oubliette earlier, he's going to take a psychic bite on you. His mouth opens wide, and you can see this sort of ghostly aspect of it that reaches out and bites at you. You will take...
At whomst? Sorry.
At Jinandriel. You will take 9 willpower damage.
How does willpower damage work?
You
Does it just
literally you have
lose the
willpower
willpower?
points. You have willpower
Gotcha.
points, you lose 9 of them.
Okay.
You are also blinded.
Ooh.
Roll 1d4 at the start of each turn. Rolling a 1 will cancel the effect.
Okay.
As this bite snaps at him, you see Jinandriel reel back and seemingly unable to see as he's sort of moving around and just got his hands extended. He appears to be blinded. The demon grows. As he grows, he pushes you back. You are caught in the corner there, Leander. You hear Wiggles screaming in pain as she's squished up against the wall behind her. 9, that would be Jinandriel. You are blind. You get to roll a d4. If you roll a 1, your blindness is cured. You can spend a bone on it if you want.
Jin will not roll. He will not try to resist the blindness. Getting struck with the blindness, getting hit with the psychic mouth, he's gonna like get down his head and realize that he is blind. And with that, he will start just giving this primal scream of losing his sight. And with that, just kind of getting every cell in his body to focus and perhaps using the blindness as a way to really focus on the 8th tower. So he will just accept the blindness, and as he just starts screaming, he's casting stone skin, and the glowing tattoo starts to spread all over his body. And it doesn't look like it's turning to stone, but it looks like it's turning into scales as he sits there and just screaming as his skin begins to change.
Excellent. And that was at 9. At 10, Wiggles is getting squished. And Syroxa goes to move, but one of the tentacles from the blood pit reaches out and grabs her by the leg and slams her down and starts to pull her. And another one reaches out and grabs her on the leg and starts to pull her towards the blood pit. Back to the bottom at 2, the demon goes again. He has had enough of this business. As he grows and grows and grows, you see him obstructing all your view. He obstructs everything in front of you, and inside of him, he becomes this dark black void filled with stars, and suddenly all you see in front of you and over you and around you is this vastness of darkness and stars that is enveloping you. I need all of you to, first of all of you will lose, no, not too bad, 1 willpower point. And then...
Is Jin immune since he's blind? He doesn't see it?
Yeah, I'll say
Does that actually help him?
Yeah.
By not seeing it?
And you must now make a willpower roll with a Bane. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. No, it's fine. Make a willpower roll with a Bane.
Does it cancel out because we have the jewelry if we use 1 willpower point to resist the demon power?
Yep, totally.
There we go.
As you activate your jewelry and resist the demon's power, you see him shrink back down and begin to fill back again where he was just this void of stars, and you get the feeling that you just avoided something really, really bad.
Thanks for the assist on that one, Miri.
Yep.
At 4, Odile.
I'm going to make my performance check, and I'm going to use a boon.
That's not the time to falls.
I don't need it. It was a 6.
Excellent. The third recitation, and we'll see what happens at the end of the turn. As you finish the poem, do you want to do something else with your...
Can I use the tree again to...
Yep, you can use the tree again.
Yeah, I'll do that again. I'll use another boon as well.
Okay.
Okay. 10 on the 14.
All right, so with the tree, you can get 2d6 health and 1d6 willpower, or you can exchange one of those for a condition. At 5, Tana.
He's looking. The slashes I've done have seemed to have been hitting. I'm hearing more and more of this poem, this song being read out and recited, and with Leander doing all they can to make it easier to hit, and Jin getting scaly and screaming, gotta help this little pack of family that happened to stumble into my shop. So I'm gonna try to make another attack. Hopefully it works.
Go for it.
And again, I'm gonna use one more boon. Perfection. That's a 5. 5 under 14. So let's do some damage. Not a lot. That's 18 points of damage.
Oof, nice. Taking a beating. All right. At 6, Leander, you hear your mother scream as she is grabbed by these blood tentacles.
I already spotted that one under his arm, correct?
Yeah. Hey, Rachel, thank you very much for the raid. Thank you for coming in. Just as we're about to, as we're nearing the end of this big bad guy encounter, the finale of our Dragonbane game. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you.
I am going to, fuck.
What do you want to do?
I am going to, knowing that I can see it, I'm going to take a swipe at it as I roll around the side of the wall and head towards my mom. I'm going to try and grab it while I head towards her.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to use a boon.
Okay.
Because I want Tana to just fuck it up. Good thing I did. That's a 3 on a 14.
Excellent. You reach out, grab the diamond off of the demon, rip it off of him, turn around the corner, see your mother being dragged by these blood tentacles. You slide over to her and grab her by the hand. You see that the tentacles are sort of leaching blood out of her legs. At 7, the demon goes again, and he grows. And as he grows, you hear Wiggles in the back scream in pain and then grow silent. And as he grows and starts to take up most of the room in here, the ground beneath his feet starts to crack. The stones start to fall away. You feel your stomach sort of go up in your throat as the floor gives way beneath you, and all that remains there beneath your feet as the floor completely collapses is that black vastness of space. Jinandriel, you turn inwards. You focus all your might, all your will. That 8th spire. You've been searching for it so long. You've gotten so close to it. And as you focus all of your will on it, you find your thoughts turning inwards. And with a moment of clarity, you realize you are the 8th spire. And as you come to this realization, you feel something move, awaken inside of you. The others you watch as this dragon tattoo that has been embedded in Jin's skin starts to grow, starts to lift off of him. Slowly, as Jin falls to his knees, his eyes close, this dragon tattoo just literally lifts off of him, starts to glow and grow and starts to take shape. And in moments, you see, standing before you, floating just above Jin, this giant blue dragon with golden wings. The tower explodes around him as he expands his wings. You witness before you Rheodreth, the last of the great dragons. Jin, you open your eyes and look up. You now understand the power that had been residing in you all this time. Your tattoo is gone. You feel depleted. You feel empty of all your powers. Your magic is completely gone. But you feel fulfilled. More than you ever have in your life. The 8th spire, delivering unto the world the slumbering dragon, Rheodreth. And as the demon screams in fear at the sight of Rheodreth and escapes by folding in on himself into this mass of formless void that just sort of disappears into the sky beyond him. The dragon roars. You all begin to fall. You reach out for your mother, Leander. Grab her hand, pull her. The leeches letting go of her at the last second as they fall away with the rest of the stones.
Can I, if it looks like we're all falling, can I see Wiggles?
You can now see Wiggles, apparently unconscious, starting to float down also.
With the last bit of footing underneath me, I jump towards Wiggles to grab them.
You jump over, grab her with your hand. The dragon looks down on you, and you can see he doesn't understand, doesn't know what's going on. He looks at you, has no clue what you are. He's never seen any creatures like you before. Jinandriel, you understand that he is confused, angry, hurt, and you are afraid he might lash out.
In that case, I will.
You can see now, but
Okay, I didn't know if my vision came back. At that point, I do have. Well, I don't have any powers, right? I don't have any spells. I don't have anything.
no.
Okay. Well, in that case, he will just say the old, in broken ancient Elven, as he's just going to say the word for family, as he points towards Tana and Wiggles.
And as you point, you all feel the dragon casting his mind out, reaching out, reading your surface thoughts. What's he gonna read?
The first thing that comes up is we can't let this one go, as Tana is desperately running to grab Wiggles because he heard the scream stop and is reaching for like any potions that may be in a pocket or something, or at least grab them and somebody else will figure out how to save them. But we can't let this one go. We just got everyone together. We can't let this one go.
Leander.
I've got both hands around my mom's wrists and I'm pulling and I go, I got you, Mom. I'm not letting go.
Odile.
I think that Odile sees Jin, and she sees that Leander has his mom, and Tana is heading for Wiggles, and she just kind of tries to reach out towards Jin. Kind of like in the if we fall, we fall together.
Leander, your mother looks at you and smiles and says, our story doesn't end here. The dragon, Ryadreth, opens his wings wide as he takes in everything that you're saying. His wings wrap around him and he drops. And he falls down beneath all of you and his wings open up again. And as he does, you all fall on his back. A while later, the dragon has alighted somewhere in the forest on the mountains, the Vermilion Mountains near the Elven land. You all sit on the grass. It's covered with dew from an early morning. You look up at the sky and you can still see evidence of whatever occurred up there. There's lights, almost kind of like northern lights playing around. You feel that you can see occasionally shades of a demon or elements of the tower floating off into the sky, but you know that it's not real, that it's not physical. You know that a lot of what occurred in that tower was not real, but it was real enough. The dragon, Ryadreth, looks at all of you, reaches out with his wings, and puts the tip of one on Jinandriel's shoulder. and then it lifts up and goes to the other shoulder. Then lifts up again and comes back to the first shoulder. With a powerful push of his legs and a flap of his wings, the dragon flies off, headed north into the mountains and towards the Elvish lands, where an usurper sits on the throne. Leander, her mother takes your hand. What do you all do?
Is
I think that
Wiggles
Odile.
awake?
Sorry, go ahead.
That's amazing.
Is Wiggles awake?
Wiggles sat up and went, "Where are my pancakes?"
Oh no.
We were actually worried about you, Wiggles.
We thought you
Aw.
might be a wiggle pancake by the end of this.
Oh. No, I'm okay. Feel a little squish. My ribs hurt. Oh. I'm still hungry.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
cool.
I forgot something though. And she gets up and she takes her sword. She says, "I'll be back." And she walks away.
Okay.
Fine.
I,
You're alive. That's fine.
I
Okay.
think I turn to Odile and I go, I think you might actually get a chance at being royalty now.
You'll notice that there's like dried tears on Odile's face. If anyone had been sitting close to her, I assume that Ryadreth had flew us down here.
Yeah.
The entire time Odile had been, as she was on the back, she had been just head pointed upwards, letting the wind blow on her face. Just tears streaming down her face as she felt the wind on it. The memory of being able to fly so close to her. And when he had taken off again, she was almost watching him in reverence fly away.
I think you might be able to fly again now.
I think Odile looks at Jin. The hope that had kind of died out in her eyes a few days previous has fired up again.
Seems I have acquired some sort of ancient knowledge in my teachings in my monastery. We used to come from an order of knights, but the information was lost long ago. It seemed that for my service to the dragon, it seems I may have uncovered some. And besides, what use is a queen without a loyal knight? And he will just reach out his hand and he will like place it on her shoulder, on Odile's shoulder, and then just, we had like a connection earlier when we were trying to like decipher the song, and so we'll attempt it again, of course minus the hat this time, and see. I know in my previous life I knew I had the ability, though I never used it, to levitate, to make myself float. I never needed to do it. But he will try to remember what that was like and kind of transfer that while touching her shoulder and just letting that connection happen. And using how I attempted to banish the demon, those draconic words, I realized that the translation was wrong. And now I've got the right translation. it all fit together. What was on the page, what I said, and how the demon responded. So instead of banishing the demon, I will banish the curse that the demon puts into Odile and attempt to thwart it that way.
And as you do that, Odile, you feel something you haven't felt before. You start to feel whole again, and these beautiful down feathers start to appear along your neck and your shoulder and your arms. And they are beautiful and white and pristine. And as they spread throughout your body, you feel that you can change once more.
I think Odile like instinctually just begins the shapeshift process as her like neck sort of elongates into this swan-like shape. Her wings, she becomes tinier, and she's this white swan with dark black tips of her wings, and she just takes off into the sky
just as the sun crests over the horizon. Tana.
As I sort of just watch as Odile takes off, and sort of just sits there. Everyone, if anyone would look, I'm sure we're all looking up, but if you look at Tana, he's actually like smiling and happy for once. Well, again, after, and you see that he's just holding Myth Spark and sort of just like absent-mindedly like slashing it, and then pulls out the shield and just sort of drags it across to see the sparks fall down, and tries to catch the reflection of Odile flying over the sparks as they fall. Yeah, that's about right. So it looks like as she's cutting across the edge of the shield, it's just like sparks coming down and it's falling stars from wherever she's flying. Okay, so we got a crown princess running around that can fly now.
Yep.
A couple demons. Are you a dragon, or were you just holding the dragon? Were you just like, how does that work?
I think I was merely the vessel.
Cool. So we have a dragon man and a cool swan. Where did Wiggles go? But we need to go help the dragon.
Yeah.
Your mother
Maybe.
looks at you, Leander, and says, where do you want to go?
Well, I think that maybe someone needs a little help rebuilding a forge. And maybe someone, once they're a little less excited, needs a softer place to land. And maybe there's a knight who could use a friend or two. And I think that maybe we should go see Dad. Just have some dinner or something. What do you think, Uncle Tana?
That's going to take so much getting used to.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Please don't.
And
Honestly, that does sound good.
your mother says, let's do that. And Leander, kings and queens, dragons and demons come and go. But you will always be unique. And the one person in this world I love and am proud of.
Thanks, Mom.
And as you I'll watch Odile fly for the first time and wonder what tomorrow will bring. A little later, in summer, in the night house, the lore keeper from her stock sits at her desk, wondering where her agents are, why no one is responding to her missive. From behind her chair, she hears a sound, like a sword being drawn from a scabbard. She looks over her shoulder and sees there in the shadows a very small shape with a sword, who says to her, "Your assassin's missed, bitch." And on that note,
Good.
my friends,
Holy buckets.
Holy butts.
Holy butts. Holy butts.
on that note, we end our little series, our little 7 spires. There was really 8 spires, but one of them was not an actual spire, which is why it was called 7 spires.